Yo, what's up, everybody? What are you guys doing tonight? Kind of just chilling here. We just got done at the carnival, so had a long damn day. I know that. Cash's mama had to drench myself in. Hold on, and skin so soft the mosquitoes are out tonight. Oh, I bet they are.
I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah. Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Yo, what's up? What are you guys doing tonight? Let's hang out and chill. We gotta laugh. We got some shit to talk, you guys. We got some shit to talk. Anyways, I just dropped the link. I'll have to go over here and pin it. Anybody's welcome to come up and shoot the shit. I don't really know what's going on. I kind of missed the tubes for the last couple hours, so I don't know what the hell's going on, but anybody's welcome to come up and chit chat or whatever. I don't have any really real direction to go. Just shooting the shit, you know, just catching up. Well, I was trying to go over here and get on this other. Hold on a second. I'm trying to get on this YouTube real fast. You guys know I'm slow sometimes with this. Hold on. Okay, so first of all, I got the message. Anybody see K, Critical K went live tonight about Michael Long? Was it new shit or was it old shit? Because I'm pretty sure it was old shit, but I don't really know. I didn't have time to pay attention or anything like that. And I'm kind of like, damn, what the hell? Please, this case is cursed. God damn it. We do not want to go backwards. What is going on? I feel like every time all of us are like doing our own shit, this fucking case keeps like sleeking back up. Like it just sneaks right back up on us and boom. It's like we cannot get the fuck away from this stupid ass case and it's done and over with, but we can't get away from it. The Garuda prayer circle's got a hold on us. What the fuck, you guys? We are trying to run. We're like running the other way, and I feel like we're getting snatched back. Like the further away we run from it, we get snatched back from it. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, and it was kind of like a throwback too, because Lewis was up there too. I was like, damn. But I asked Good Egg, I was like, what's up? And is it something new? And she's like, no, I don't think so. But like I said, I never really had time to go check or watch or anything like that. So I don't know what the hell. Shit. Lettuce for salvation. Roll up the devil's lettuce because it's time to roll. Go grab me a beer, Jeannie. We're going to ride this one out. We're fucking done. I think all of us are tapped the fuck out and ready to be done. I think Paige went today earlier too, and I fucking missed it. Didn't even know her ass was fucking live till like 20 fucking minutes ago. I don't know what's going on with my YouTube, but I mean, I was pretty busy earlier too, so I didn't even get the chance to fucking I didn't even know she was live, let alone go over there and talk some shit. Shit. It's not done until Mike has been convicted and served his sentences for his crime and goes off quietly into the sunset after his release from prison. Bitch! I'm not waiting for that. Fuck to the no. Hell to the no. To the no, no, no. We're running the other way. We ain't doing this shit. Well, I'm sorry that you feel that way, Dale. The title basically is we're gonna chit chat and talk shit. I mean, that's pretty much all it is. Isn't that what the title is today? Let's talk about all things. Yeah, Dale, it literally says, come talk about all things. Let's shoot the shit. So, not sure what in that title you thought was confusing. I'm sorry, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I don't know who that is, but sounds like a real asshat thing to say. I mean, when the title literally says we're gonna sit and talk shit, what did you think we was gonna do? You want to come up here? You click the link, Dale. Come on up and chit chat. Shit, bring your ass up here and hang out, Dale. Shit, come on, come talk to me, girl or guy. Reporting Nikki in my bed as usual. And it's early over there tomorrow, or tomorrow. It's early over there now, ain't it? Like tomorrow it'll be nighttime. Like when we wake up, I think it's nighttime, ain't it? Over there. Girl, we got to get out of this fucking. We got to get away from it. Mar BMW sequel admin here. We got to get the hell out of this, man. This case just keeps coming back. Like, go away. We're exhausted. We're done. We're tired. Go away. Oh, you think, oh, outside the box called it. It's pang pang. Look, I'll tell you right now, Crime Stalker, that fucking video where Sav's like, she's all like, oh, I love that. I love that name. And it's like pang, 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 pang. Be like, pang, 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 pang. I was like, this shit is fucking funny. What the hell? You must, yeah, as I say, you must have been working on that one because that shit was hilarious. That girl who doesn't have unlimited data on Wi-Fi these days. What the hell? I'm cracking up. You guys, let me tell you, I don't know if any of y'all have ever heard me talk about Duke. Duke is my kid's dog. We have a love-hate relationship. He loves to hate me. I swear to God, he does everything I fucking hate. Anyways, he has the doctor's appointment to go in for surgery in the morning, and he's gonna come out a new man with his little BBs are getting cut off. So he's gonna have detective thing. Yeah, you know what though? Listen, I was going to, you guys, I was going to talk about the Dominic, what is it, Krankle case, the burn victim. Because did you guys know that they raised like $600,000 because they said that the little boy was bullied and stuff? Basically, taunted this other family and this other little boy, saying that he's the one that did it, that he supposedly threw a ball of soaked in gasoline that he lit on fire and he threw it at the boy's face. No, that's not at all what happened. The video was released and it definitely was not a bully situation at all. And so now I'm wondering if the mom and dad are going to have to pay that money back or what's going to go on, because they raised that money in the name of, you know what I'm saying, of a bullying victim. You know what I mean? So did you see the 8-year-old's mom on TMZ? No, I haven't seen. No, I didn't see that. But I know that this case is really, it's really, really crazy. And I know Peng Peng did a fucking interview with the mother, and like believed every word she said. So I know Squishy Cat went and did an interview with the other mom, the one that was getting blamed for being the bully. And she was able to come out and, you know, like put her side out. So that was good. So I talked to Squish and asked her if she was cool with me, you know, covering it and kind of getting it out here, because I don't really know much about it yet.
Yo.
What up, yo?
Yo.
What's happening, yo?
Not too much. Yeah, I just came up here to talk about that.
Yeah, that case. And I wanted to make sure you guys were cool with me. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. Put the word out. Yeah,
you know, I just
there
don't
was
want to
no
step on,
bullying, no fireball, nothing. There was a video released. The police released a statement. Yeah.
I can't believe they collected that much money. Well, did you find out if there was any more, or was it just that?
There's like $595,000, I think.
Oh my God, and good, they said they ain't
9592.
paying anything back. They haven't even shut the GoFundMe down. Are you kidding me?
No, and they also haven't updated it in a while, which is weird because like they used to provide constant updates. Oh, speaking of Pang Pang, she doxed me in their Dominic Strong Facebook group, so there was that
Oh
too.
my
So
God. And didn't she
yay!
go after a retired detective?
Oh yeah, she did that as well.
Who the fuck attacks the car? Are you serious? Pang,
I
pang.
don't know. She's
How
like,
you
I'm gonna
gonna
call your
attack the
work.
police?
Like
You
literally,
gotta
you're
be
gonna call
nuts.
her work. Okay, good job. But you don't go real life anymore, do you, Pang Pang?
I fucking died laughing when I heard that. I was like, oh my God, she's gonna end up getting herself thrown in jail, fucking with the wrong person on these
She
Facebook
will.
groups. Yeah, so I was like, wow, the mom. Okay, so I bet the mom took a lot of backlash, because, you know, there's a lot of people who not only donated it, but they believed in their heart of hearts that that little boy was bullied and taunted and all kinds of shit, and he really wasn't.
Yeah, like so much money was raised. There's like one donation of like 30 grand, but like still, like it was all raised pretty much off of a lie. It's like it is completely sad that like he's burned and it's great that he's gonna be okay,
Right.
but you
But you
don't
can't do this and put another kid's life, you know what I mean, shame another kid when it wasn't his fault, you know, and have people thinking that he's
exactly.
some horrible bully that burned another child. That's not okay.
Exactly. Like you can't just and you can't keep lying about the situation once the video comes out. Like there's been so many stories like he was just walking through the backyard
It was sliced
or
and
like
diced.
but
That's what.
like where was she when her son was in the ambulance on the way to the hospital? Well, she was in the
Yeah,
back
but
of a
okay,
police car.
listen. The mom, okay, so listen, I didn't know that Dominic's mom, the kid that got burned, was the one babysitting them when all of this went down. How are you going to let 3 kids play out
Four.
in the yard?
There was supposed to be
4?
four.
Okay,
Yeah.
4 kids out in the yard with gasoline and lighters and matches and shit like that, and just let that shit go on.
Well, because she's blaming the 11-year-old. Pretty
What?
much. Well, yeah, because I guess the 11-year-old should have known better. So basically, she's stating that the 11-year-old should have been supervising the 2 other kids because she's too busy doing whatever else. Like, how is that fair? Like, everything she said has been, like, completely negative towards this family, and all this family has asked for is, like, "Please tell the truth, please clear our name." And then, like, all these people are saying, "Well, they're gonna go after the GoFundMe," and it's like, they never said that. A lawyer made a statement saying the GoFundMe could be considered an asset if they ever decided to sue. So, that's not saying they're going that's like stating a fact. The videos are home surveillance.
Yeah, and hold on, excuse me. I said people in the boys support group are all posting pictures of their pets to show
It's so
DK and
oh my
saying they
god.
love him and sending him jokes and daily affirmations. Sound
Dude.
familiar?
Okay, yes, it is there's eerie similarities. Like, I posted your
Wow.
Sophie song yesterday just to, like, bring back. I'm waiting for, like, tattoo ideas and, like, other shit to pop up. Like, it's called Dominic Strong, and there was the group called Sophie Strong, right? And there's
Right.
a heart after it as well, just like the other group. Yeah, it is it's funny. It's really
Wow.
funny.
And they had a really big GoFundMe. Both had GoFundMe set up.
Oh, this one's bigger, yeah, but the group is
Both
way
of
smaller.
the wrong basically the GoFundMe fell into the wrong hands and the wrong side
But yeah,
because
I do
Kelly
have
and
a
the boys could
Facebook
have
group
used
for
it
this.
for Kelly could
I
have used
have
that
one
for
for
her and
the
the kids.
truth.
Just like, you know what I'm saying? Just like the other woman could have used it, her and her husband and their kids. I mean, they could have used it as well. I'm sure they probably were lost out on money with their jobs and taunted. I'm sure the kid probably had to quit school. I'm sure it was fucking bad.
No, I he went back to school, but, like, it wasn't easy, like, for the kid, but, like, he went back there. He had to take a school bus, like, it was sad, and sometimes his mom drove him, like, and it's still not, like, fun for him, like, he's been painted as a bully by a family, and he didn't deserve that because he didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, see, I don't know. When I found out it was his mom, um, that was in the house, and then you see the two boys walk back there. You see, like, both of them are standing back there, and then all of a sudden, boom, the little boy, the one takes off running like he's scared to death. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can see he's like scared as hell, and then the other boy comes running out, and he's got like flames up his face. That's all I can really tell is like the flames going up his face. And the other little
Yeah.
boy, is that his brother that like smacks his face and tries to wipe
Yeah,
it,
trying to
like
put
tries
the
to wipe
fire
the
out,
fire?
yeah.
Yeah, he tries to put the fire out. I'm like, oh my god, oh my
But
god,
it's
I'd be
hard to
panic
put out
attack.
because
Holy
there's,
fuck,
like,
I'd go into a
gasoline
panic attack.
vapors. Because
I'm sorry, what?
they were playing with, like, gasoline and fire before the accident happened as well, so, like, they all have, like, gasoline vapors all over them from they were kicking around a soccer ball lit on fire before the accident happened.
Yeah,
Like, they
because you
were
see him
playing with
light the
fire
soccer ball. Okay,
before.
the soccer ball's out there. They light it on fire. They kick the soccer ball with the flames. I seen that part. You know what I mean? Then I seen
Yeah,
him. Wow.
and then, yeah,
Oh,
nobody
here,
took the
disclaimer. Yeah,
gasoline
Cat
away.
said a disclaimer. People on panel are talking about the adult people on the internet's behavior.
Yeah, not children.
Hold on. The mom freely admitted YouTube that she saw the kids all playing with gas and fire, and she says she just told her sons to come inside. Even if that was the true story, that's still insane.
Mhm. She said her child was lured outside and around the corner. And no, you can obviously see
Well,
that's not what happened on the video. She's also said that, like, he was walking through the backyard. That's not what happened on the video. She says she hasn't seen the video, but yet before she said she knew the camera angle that the video was shot at. So how do you know, like, none of it makes sense. There's just so many inconsistencies.
I was looking to see if I had the video. I thought I had it. I thought I screen recorded it, so I was gonna pop it up here and play it real quick so people could see what I was talking about. But I don't really have it. We can wait until I do we do an actual live on it. I just was chit chatting about it, really.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on, wait. Then we had people in Peng's chat telling us about how the 8-year-old has been expelled and put in some sort of institutional school because of the incident. Disgusting slander of a child. Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
no.
Not to mention the people on panel slandering the child and the family.
Wow.
It was
Cap said, I
crazy.
don't judge parenting, even bad parenting usually, but my kids would be in so much trouble if they were playing with gasoline. They would never see their iPads ever again.
Gas and fire is scary. Accidents can happen so quickly and it can be really bad. That's why children should be supervised because they don't have better judgment than to do stupid things.
Well, yeah, they still have like a kid brain. I mean, they're still doing dumb shit. But see, he said that he soaked that ball in gasoline, lit it on fire, and then threw it at him. But the kid didn't have any burns on his hands. There was no gasoline on his hands, was there?
Well, if there
Like as
was,
far
it
as
was from
what
the
they played
soccer
in.
ball.
Well, yeah, but I'm
But
saying
there
like
was no
his hands
burns.
weren't
Like the
doused.
only, if you were holding a fireball, like a
Right.
ball on fire covered with gas to throw at another child, wouldn't you have burns on your hand?
Well, that's what
There
I'm
was,
saying. He's not. There's no way I think he's that. I mean, that quick to just light the sucker and you know what I'm saying, throw it without getting any kind of damage done to his own hands.
yeah, there was only one kid put in an ambulance. There was only one child that needed medical attention.
Well, okay, so there was other kids out there. Did they make the same statement that he made too? Was it all? Did they all match? Like, or were they given different statements?
No, their statements were all the same. I don't, well, except for, well, it was the two kids and the two kids, right? So, but the police found no wrongdoing and they also spoke to the children, so I don't know. But then again, oh, it gets better. The police department is now corrupt because now, yeah, they're just not seeing it their way. So there is police corruption.
Oh my God, that sounds so much like Garuda. This sounds like. Why are these? Why is there so many similarities? I'm staying
I
the
don't
fuck away
know.
from this. Maybe I don't want to go down this road.
There is, but
Jeez.
like there isn't. It's just, it's
It's like
weird.
there's right. It's like different cases, but it's like right. It seems like it's total deja vu. I don't want to go back down this road again. Oh man. I'll tell you what, there's another case that we've been talking about for quite a little bit. Um it's something that I don't know. Have you guys heard about the Dylan Rounds? Like
No.
you guys
No, I
haven't
have
heard about
not.
him yet? He's missing in okay, so we're gonna do a whole live on it because it's got a lot. There's a lot to it, but there's a PI that was hired to um, like help with the case, and of course he was like fired instantly because I don't even know what's wrong with this man, but there's something going on, and he's super aggressive with the family. He started coming out just saying some weird shit, and then started like throwing out weird conspiracy theories. Said he talked to the neighbor. Like it's so odd. It's so odd. And not only that, he got fired, and now he's been on like 15 different YouTube channels, like trying to spread his narrative. I guess I don't know how you want to say it, or his theories or thoughts or whatever. But he's done a lot of damage, and this isn't the first case he's done it on either.
Hmm.
So it's something we're going to get
Interesting.
into. I know that because I got to find something else to get into, and this one seems like it'll be one that'll catch catch my interest, and I hope he's. I mean, I hope he's found soon. I really do. But the way it's looking like he, like out in Wyoming, it's like Box Elder or something like that. It's how it's like vastly different from here. You know what I mean? I don't even know where you like what it's like where you live, but I'm sure it's probably different from there because it's all like dry. You know what I
Forest
mean?
or
Like it's like flat and it's dry where he was. Okay, so he owned his grandparents. His grandpa had a farm, and his grandpa's best friend worked for him. And when grandpa died, he gave the farm to Dylan. Anyways, Dylan took the farm very serious. Like he was very, very, he took it very serious. And he called his mom and his grandma every once in a while. Well, they hadn't heard from him in a couple days. And so, of course, now the search is on. Well, his truck wasn't where it normally is. And they found his boots and a drop, like one droplet of blood. And they found his boots behind like a dirt mound. The PI is like slandering the hell out of the mom. Like he's talking a big shit. Like he was just on a YouTube channel tonight going off. And he's accusing the friend of like being gay, and he's like talking about the locals, he's talking about the parents, he's just like dogging them out bad. I was like, this is like bad for a case. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you
That's
involve
fucked
somebody
up.
like that, it's horrible for a case when you get a PI that's really not like, I mean, I guess, and he's not even a PI. I don't know. His name is Jim Terry or Terry Jim, and he's been
Just
doxing.
some random person.
Yeah, he is doxing YouTubers, telling people, "I'll give you 500 to give me Sleuth Mom's real name." He wants Sleuth Mom's real name. He's trying to
For
strike her
what
so he can
though?
get her real name. He's an asshole. Matter of
But
fact, matter of fact, I'll send you the thing. Can you pull it up real quick and show, like, you can just show a
I'm
few
on my
seconds of him.
phone.
Are
I'm
you
sorry,
okay?
I'm
It
useless.
says
Yeah.
well, it's okay, honey. I was just gonna have you pop it up there so you can hear him. He's like something else, man. He's
Drop the
he's
link in
not.
chat and I'll check it out after.
Oh, he's an asshole. Like here, I was gonna say I'll go find the link. Anybody else that wants to go watch it can hear. I mean, okay. I guess I can't really judge him to say he's an asshole because I don't know him like that. I don't know him in it, but he seems like he could be. Okay, let me just say, in my opinion, I don't want to like be an asshole myself and prejudge because I've never spoke to him, but I can tell by the way he speaks about people, about this missing boy and about his family and doxing YouTubers and like freak, you know what I mean? The things he's doing, it's not a good look at all.
Yeah. That's
Oh yeah, he's
why.
like not. I mean, he's like here. Matter of fact, you know what? Matter of fact, let me go. I'll go get a little short clip and I'll throw it up here real fast.
I'm excited to see this guy. It's always fun to learn new things about new cases. He's not a certified PI. Good to know. Good night, Weenie. It is a squishy show. Oh, it is just me up here? Cool. So, what can I talk about? Hmm. Hmm. I don't want to like burn down her channel, so I'll try and like keep it clean. Any questions about the Dominic Krankle case, the boy that was burned with the fire? Because that can be like discussed. Or any suggestions? Because I have no idea what to talk about. I'm pretty stoned and I'm kind of tired, so this is all you get out of me. Why was Maria handcuffed at the scene? I can't highlight comments, so I'll just read it out. Because I think it was because there was signs of negligence because she was not paying attention to the children and her son was burned. A bedtime story? I don't do bedtime stories. Because while Dominic was going to the hospital in the ambulance with his dad, Maria was in the back of a police car. She showed up at the hospital after he was already there. I hope there's some sort of charges as well. Because it's not right what happened. Somebody should have been watching those kids, and Maria was responsible for watching them, so. But yes, it is not closed. It is still open, still an open investigation. It was a pretty quiet day today on the YouTubes. I also did not know Paige went live earlier, so sorry about that. I do also wonder if CPS is involved. You would think that just because of like the whole incident, the way it's kind of playing out, that they would be, but I don't know, you can only speculate. Knock on wood. Okay. Did it. I did it for y'all. Oh, yay, Tramadol, a new member. Congratulations. I'm glad you joined. Thanks for joining. Oh, was she? See, Flightless Bird is blocked on Facebook because Flightless Bird is crazy. Flightless Bird goes real life, and I'm not doing that. But at least she has a new obsession. Hopefully nobody else has to deal with what we've all dealt with, but maybe she's moved on. Although I'm assuming it's still directed towards all of us because she's in the other side of the Dominic Facebook groups that I'm in. So should be another fun few months. Oh, Paige, we are gonna live in 2020 forever. Like 2020. We should all just get like tattoos that just say 2020. So when we just look down, we can just see it because that's where we're all gonna stay. Apparently, there's gonna be like an expose on me. I can't wait for like the third one. I wonder if she's gonna incorporate anything from the first or second one, which were both different. So I don't really know. But of course, it's all deleted. So like, you can't reference that shit. And like, if you try and post other proof, she just strikes it because you're not allowed to have that up either. So I don't know what to do. I really don't know what to do. Oh, I got one before. I got one. I think Crime Stalker got one. This is going like way back. I think there was another one. I can't remember, but it was hilarious. I laughed. It was like 40 minutes of laughter. Oh, I love when Penguin goes on camera and makes the faces. It's like she's auditioning to become the next YouTube star. And it's really not gonna happen. Yes, 2020 friendship tattoos. Because we can all get along, an adult.
Sorry about that. I went to...
Yo, I didn't burn your channel down, so just be proud of that.
Yeah, I was going to say, what you been over here doing? You been over here talking a bunch of shit or what?
Oh no, I went from Dominic to Pang Pang to Callie to 2020.
Shit, I knew I shouldn't have fucking let this start. Damn it.
I tried,
Okay,
I tried to stay clean.
Shit.
I was good.
Well, good. At least you are good. You know what I mean? What the hell's
At least
going
I
on
just
here?
didn't dip when you left. I wasn't just like, bye.
Right. Like, peace out. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna upload these two real fast. And this guy, I'm gonna give you guys I need to give you guys a trigger warning on this one because he is a lot. You hear me? Like, he is a lot to handle, okay? And he thinks he's like the shit. Like, he seriously thinks that he's got it going on. And he is pissed that the family didn't hire him or, keep it. They hired him, but they fired him real quick, like.
So now he's just talking shit?
Oh, my God, from channel to channel to channel to channel. And he's like, I want to know why the mom's getting sued. I want to know. I think that's my business. And you know what? I mean, honestly, he's already talking about Dylan's gone, that Dylan's passed away, that there's nothing he's really going to be able to do for the family other than try to figure out why, that the mom is hiding stuff. He's basically saying that the family is there. It's a volatile situation and they don't want him involved because he's finding things out. Yeah. It's just, he's like, I got a phone call tonight from 2 separate people who want to hire me. Okay, the mother just fired you, so why would anybody want to hire you if the mother and the family do not want to work with you? He's like, well, it's a lot of money. Matter of fact, I only got one.
Why wouldn't he go take the job and get the fuck off YouTube?
Well, apparently he's I guess, spreading the word. I don't know. The mother gave a lot of interviews. I know she's given it. Well, not a lot. I know she's given a few interviews, and she seems to have it together. Like, okay, you see, there's moms that don't, do anything for their missing kids. You know what I'm saying? But then there's other mothers who walk until their feet have blisters and drive around until they don't have the gas or the time. They got to sleep. They put flyers up. They talk to people. You know what I mean? She's one of those. Like, she's harassing the police station, calling them every day, trying to figure out stuff, calling in people. She's trying to hire a PI. You know what I mean? Like, she's really trying. She wants her baby home. She's looking for her son.
Yeah.
And this PI is doing a lot of damage. Good egg. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to play a clip from Zob Girl. Hopefully she doesn't come along and strike me, but I guess if I have to talk to her, I will. But here he is.
Run wrong. Okay, but then why did they let you go? See, Jim, that's fine. Okay, but why would then the people that hired you base everything on what Candace is saying and let you go? I know the term "let you go," whatever. Why would they do that then?
Why would they not choose to work with me anymore?
Not choose to work with you.
You'd have to ask them. I think that in what I was told at the very beginning is that this was a very volatile situation with this family for the last few years, and I didn't know why. I know now why, and I have the proof as to why. But there's some things that I was finding out here. And listen, guys, I'm going to be real honest with you. There is a very, very, very good chance this kid's never coming back. And I think the family is starting to come to
see what I
grips with
mean?
that.
Like, he just throws that out there like
and
that.
They don't want a private investigator. If he's gone, he's gone. There's nothing I'm going to be able to do for them anyway, other than find out maybe what had happened here.
Right.
There's a bunch of people in the family that don't like the fact that she's running the show. They don't like the fact that she's running the show and she's canceling people.
He's speaking on the mother. He's speaking on the mother, Candace. Her name is Candace.
Wow, what a dick.
Yeah. Yeah. And so he was in another case about 6 months ago. I'm like, you know what? Me and the girls can get into figuring out what's up. He considers himself a public figure. He's a PI. He's got his name and his phone number right there on the screen. So it's not doxing. It's not doxing to look him up. None of that.
Public figure. Fuck. Oh my god. So are we public figures then?
Hold on. So far, he has gotten 2 people that spoke to him in confidence fired from their jobs. Yeah, this guy is not. Hold on, this guy was on Molly's channel. He's a jerk. It was a while ago. He was on Doug No Thanks too, or whatever. And hold on, I don't know though. I can't help but wonder if there's any truth to what he says. You know what? It does make me kind of wonder. I mean, he said she was sued by 12 people, but what has that got to do with her son's death? It might have something to do with it. I really don't know. But he said something about there's a lot of money in the mix. Like, he's like, there's a lot of now. See, I went and got a couple more clips, and they're too long to play. So I thought I tried to keep them under like a minute long, but they're too long. It won't upload for me to play it. But anyways, yeah. So we're gonna do a live about this kid and Dylan Rounds or whatever, and the mom and the family. You know what I'm saying? The family, the PI. Try to get a couple clips of all the channels he's been on because he's been on several now. And like he said, he's trying to pay somebody $500 to find out who Sploof's mom is because he's pissed off.
So what? He can call that lady's job and get her fired?
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, is that her goal? So what? That lady then has more time to spend on YouTube and annoy the fuck out of him? What's the point in that?
I don't know, man. It's a case I would kind of want to get into. I really kind of do, but I don't know that something that, I don't know, man. What do y'all think?
That dude seems crazy.
Yeah. Also, what does he mean? A PI can't help if the son is deceased. PIs investigate murder cases or missing cases where the person is presumed dead all the time. Yeah, so I really don't know. Yes, NorCal girl. Yeah, you know quite a bit. So I mean, yeah, I would like for you to come up when we do our live on it. That's why I said we're gonna do a live on it where we show, you know what I'm saying, where we can kind of give everybody a rundown. Unless you guys want to start researching it yourselves, and that's cool too. Shit. Anybody that knows, you know what I mean? The more information we know, the better. So that's how I look at it. Look, good eggs. I definitely want to get into the story about this guy. He is an asshole. Like, I can't even. He just keeps going and going and going and going. Good egg. You want to come up here? We'll stream a little bit of it. I mean, honestly, he's a lot. He's on like 5 or 6 different channels. Like whoever just came in the chat and said he's on Molly's. He's been on Molly's. He's been on would love
he gets around then.
Okay, well, you know what? We're gonna have to check it out. We're gonna have to try to check him out. He's somebody. What do you guys think? Is that somebody we can get into checking out or what?
Yeah.
Out the frying pan and into the fire, Queen Bee. I mean, I just don't know, man. He's something. You can tell he's got, you know what I mean?
Be
like,
careful.
Yeah. He's he's like a firecracker, man. He's ready. He seems like he's ready for action at all times. You know what I mean? Like one of those, like he's just ready to go. And I'll tell you what, he said that he recorded. Okay. So he said he got that phone call that supposedly the mother. Okay. So they were like, why did they fire you? And he's like, well, they let me go because they just don't want me to figure out all the stuff in their family. Like, for instance, one guy, and he goes into saying this guy and he accuses this guy of being, he says he's gay and that his family's Mormons and they're not supposed to know about this and he shouldn't be talking about this. But he's going to say it anyways because it needs to be said because there's a reason behind it. And he just goes in to, oh my God, he just rolls into You know what I mean? Like just anything. He's like, I got a phone call like 45 minutes before the stream, so I got to hurry up because there's some things I'm going to do. And tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, I'm going to release this recorded phone call. And I recorded all of the calls. I'm like, oh my God. Like, oh my God, who is this man? Are you kidding me?
Wow.
Yeah, he is, he's definitely
a private investigator that loves YouTube.
Oh yeah, he's bouncing all over YouTube. Wait till we show the links. Hold on. Girl, if Good Egg comes up, if this is her. Is this you? Chicky chick?
Yes, yeah, it's me.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to say, and I'll send you these links real quick. I actually got a couple recordings if you want to throw those up. I mean, you're welcome to. I mean, they're just small ones, you know, like that I just got. But he's a character, man. He's a firecracker. Let me tell you.
What does he mean when he says he has to expose that someone is gay and in the closet?
I really don't know. And he says that they're Mormons, and he acts like he just it's just very odd to me. The whole thing is
but
like
what
he's
does
like
being Mormon have to do with it as well?
Right. I just don't understand like what he's trying to get at by saying these things. Like, is he trying to make people upset, or is he trying to piss people off, or what? Thank you, Crime Stalker, for the super sticker, girl. I appreciate you, baby.
Oh wait. Also, you got a new member while I was on hosting your
Whoa,
channel,
whoa.
and I definitely cheered that on. I can't remember their name, but it's in your chat somewhere. Sorry.
It was
That's right.
It was Trauma Doll.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, welcome.
Also, well, it just seems like the reason they fired him is because he decided to, and he wasn't able to actually investigate anything. He just basically looked people up on social media and was like, you have some lawsuits and this guy's gay and he's in the closet and I want to tell everybody. Like, I would fire him too.
There's the link. I just sent you the one we just watched. So the clip we just watched is from that link, and he comes on at like 10 minutes or something. I don't know. It's Sob Girl. It's her channel. He's on her channel. I will link her channel, and you guys can drop her channel throughout the chat. You know, make sure you put it on 1.5. It just, you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna have to either pause it every 15 seconds or talk over it. So one or the other, so we don't get a strike. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't think she will, but I just want to be sure too. You know what I mean? Because, you know what I mean? She just did this interview, but I'm going to send you a couple more too. The one he did on Molly's and the one he did on Doug 6 months ago in a different case. He's a whole different, I mean, you'll see what I'm saying.
I want to know what this dude said to those two people that those two people's bosses that
girl,
he got fired. Like, what did he?
I'm telling you, just watch some of it. Go ahead and hit play. Watch this shit real fast. Listen to him. Just listen to how he is. Just listen to his demeanor. You know what I mean? Like, just listen to how he is. Oh, your sound ain't on, baby.
For the grandparents, the one that paid me was Justin, the father, Dylan's father's sister, who, by the way, is an adopted sister. That's why none of these people look alike. There's a lot of adopted family members here. So the reason I bring that up is
what does it matter what they look like?
And the first thing people are going to say, well, that's not family. This isn't family. They don't have the same name. When I'm talking about family, I'm talking about, so if all of a sudden these people aren't family, I don't know. But what I'm telling you unequivocally, is if there was something important to put in emails, I would do it. But I don't email back and forth everything because the stuff changes ever so fast. And we can get into that because she says, well, he said this, he said that. He said that my son was gay. He said that my son was taken. There was 3 working theories. And there's a reason I wasn't in town. Everybody says, well, why isn't I love how everybody knows what a private investigator is supposed to do. How many cases have you guys seen where I've never even been in the state?
Now, I don't even think he lives in the same town. I don't think he even
Idaho with Anthony Smith that was found in.
I don't think he lives in even the same town. Yeah, he is a very fast talker. Yes, he is. But I'm a fast talker too. And sometimes, thank you, Cap.
It's on 1.5
copy and paste. I love you. I love you too. Thank you, Cap. Yeah, he's like, needs lithium carbonate. Well, listen, he goes off. Like, he's one of those people. He just seems like he's always fired up. He's always ready to go. He's always fired up. Go ahead, baby. I'm sorry. I don't mean to stop it. But
did he say you guys have seen me solve all these cases where I'm not even in the state? How is he trying to solve a missing person, possible murder case over the internet, like from a distance?
Pretty sure, yeah. And he's very, very hateful towards the locals there. Yeah. He's been doxing anybody and everybody that he can. He's like, you guys think, and he talks about it. They address him in here. They ask him these questions. Yeah. Roll.
Maybe that's why he got fired.
Here's our goal. Here's what we want to do. is we want to keep Dylan in the forefront and not lead it to conjecture and to rumors and to innuendos, right? And we haven't had that with you in the past. Things that we've had with you in the past, you've been a very straight shooter. And this is like, I don't know why.
Yeah, he's a very straight shooter, so I was like, I'll like him. You know, I will like him.
It's heading towards this direction.
But man, I don't know.
Becoming almost like a Summer Wells case, where it's like we're now focusing on these other things that have nothing to do with the person that's missing. So why do you think that it's so important about the $1 million? Why is that important?
Because the person that we're focusing on now, this never came out until they tried to discredit me. What they're trying to do is to discredit me. They fired me. They didn't fire me, guys. You can't fire a guy who's been paid in full for a job. I'm not an hourly employee. They can choose not to work with me anymore. That's their decision. Right now, there's a $20,000 reward out for that kid. So technically, nothing's off the table. If I want to do it, I can continue to work on this.
So yeah, they basically told them they don't want to work with him no more.
Have facts that show a direction that this is going in. You don't get on a show, you don't get on the media and say, hey, listen, that guy, hey, listen, we might not know what happened here. We have no idea what went on here. We have no idea where our son is, but we know the private investigator who the family hired is full of shit, and it's conjectures, rumors, and innuendos. You can see they do the same thing. This lady obviously watches a lot of CNN. Because no matter what people say, no matter who I have, no matter what I have, and I'm gonna tell you what I did tonight. Started recording phone calls.
Wow. Yeah.
See, just calling me in the community that are willing to come on shows like this. So what I'd like to do is dive into what I have that is huge in this case. So you guys might not think it has anything to do with it, but the mom's owes over $1 million worth of. Let me ask you something. Do you think that's normal to have any different lawsuit for somebody who's coming off as a squeaky clean individual? They're trying to rip me apart. I would like to know what this woman is involved in that she would have that many people sue her. It was like a dozen people all over the place. All over the place for millions.
Yeah. Okay.
Can you lower your mic? People are saying because your mic's higher than ours. So is there any way you can lower it?
No,
he's like talking about the mom getting sued. He's talking about Dylan's mother.
When was all this money? When was all this happening? When did people sue her? Was it recently?
You should have asked her that. I would like for you to have asked her that. That would be a good question to ask her.
We
look at her. She's getting irritated.
That unless you tell us there's a reason that this has something to do with Dylan's disappearance, we couldn't go there. It seems weird.
I'll tell you why it does. Because it goes to the credibility of the person saying that I'm not credible. She got on here and basically anything that I said, she said was rumor. She said it was a conspiracy theory. She said, we're looking for facts. Now, we don't have any facts after 3 weeks, but we're looking for facts. I'm going to release some facts to you guys right now because I think it's time to get to that. I'm not going to sit here and play semantics. You want to know why she owes people all over the country all that type of money? You need to ask her about it. Listen, if you owe people, that's life-changing money, especially with people out there in the desert. So I don't know. That would have been a pretty interesting question to ask her, but you know, what do I know? But I'd like to get to it tonight if that's possible.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay. I got a phone call about 45 minutes before you guys went on air with the mother.
Okay, here's where he talks about.
And I'm not going to release their names tonight, but I'm going to explain what's going on here. From two people in the Rounds family, okay? Two people in their family, in their businesses that have to do with the family, okay? Now, if it's a cousin or an uncle, well, he's by marriage, I don't want to get into all that. Two people that are very close to this family, that are involved with this family, called me tonight on 2 separate phone calls. 2.
Okay, here's where he gets hired by the family.
In fact, they wanted to hire me on air. And what they told me about this woman and about this family totally changes the dynamic and explains so much as to why things are the way they are and why they tried to shit me out. Now, I told them that I was
they tried to ship you out because of the way you are.
And depending on that, make a decision. I have called these people back and told them that I will give a decision. And it's a shitload of money, guys, because I said, listen, if you want me to jump back into the ring, you're going to come out. You're going to explain why you want this. By the way, I recorded the phone call. I recorded the phone call. So anybody says I'm making this up or that's not the deal, you know what? I'll start recording phone calls too. And what was told to me on these phone calls was incredible. One of the phone calls I'm going to release tomorrow night. We'll get into that. I've also been contacted by a media outlet that wants to give me my own show for nothing more than the Dylan's Rounds case. They want me to go on. They want me to interview people. They know that, and they have spoken to the people that I interviewed and said this kid had a gay relationship. I've been offered my own show. They said all this stuff, right? They want to give me my own show.
Yeah, really? You think he was offered his own show?
Yeah, this guy's insane. I mean, he's like, I mean, I can't even believe how quickly he showed us like the worst possible version of himself. Like, I mean, he said, number one, how many red flags can you get? He said he got hired over the internet, over YouTube.
Yeah.
Then he immediately fired. Then he's immediately talking about how he got fired because he
didn't get fired. He didn't get fired. He doesn't get fired. They just chose not to work.
Fire me. I quit. They chose me. And then he's saying he's talking. Then he like immediately says, he's basically showing that all he did was dig into the family, and then he's now threatening them. And then did he say like I'll come back if you get on the internet and tell everybody you want me to come back and like you tell them like I'm so great. Like this guy's really
Yeah,
these people got really taken advantage of. I wonder how much money they paid him. This is horrible.
Right. He is like, I'm telling you, NorCal's been watching and he is not very nice at all. This is nice. This is him being nice. Okay. You ain't seen shit yet.
All right. So I don't know. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna keep playing, but
go ahead, roll it. You can roll it. Yeah, go ahead.
Show that would be a 12-part series that would do nothing but YouTube, nothing but this case.
12-part series, nothing but YouTube, nothing but this case.
So wait, he gets a TV show on YouTube?
I'd like to get into what they said. If you have any questions about that, you can fire away.
Yeah, I'm guessing.
I have no idea because I don't even know what it's.
Well, look,
Bob Girl's like, I have no idea. I don't even know what to say.
To find Dylan?
Well, it's always to find Dylan because they believe that what I'm saying, based on what they know, is right down the path. You haven't heard from
Molly threw his ass off the damn channel.
You didn't hear from the father. There's a lot of people outside of the mother that think that this is being run wrong.
Okay, but then why did they let you go? See, Jim, that's fine. Okay, but why would then the people that hired you base everything on what Candace is saying and let you go? I know the term "let you go," whatever. Why would they do that?
Why would they not choose to work with me anymore?
Not choose to work with you.
You'd have to ask them. I think that, and what I was told at the very beginning is.
I think they've been pretty fucking clear about why they don't want to work with you.
And I have the proof as to why. But there's some things that I was finding out here. And listen, guys, I'm going to be real honest with you. There is a very, very, very good chance this kid's never coming back. And I think the family is starting to come to grips with it.
And I think that's bullshit.
And they don't want a private investigator. If he's gone, he's gone. There's nothing I'm going to be able to do for them anyway, other than find out maybe what had happened here.
That's sad as hell. And I'm sure his mother don't want to hear that at all, you know?
She's running the show and she's canceling people that they want to hear more from. Obviously, there's a lot of people in that family that say, hey, listen, we want to hear more of what you've got to say and we'll make that decision. If you looked at your chat room, it was dead split. Where's the PI? What about this? Why isn't that? It was dead split. So what I'm telling you is you can ask those people that question. But when I tell you what they told me, which I have recorded and I have verified through family members, through relatives, through his classmates, okay, it'll put that in. So I don't think they liked how I was doing it. If they don't have anything after 3 weeks, they can't argue with what I have. And for them to say,
well, I mean, the way you
hear the mother, I told him to do this and he never got back to us. I was not hers to get back to.
So,
I love how the girl up in the right-hand corner, she gets so irritated with him.
Okay, did you get back to Justin's sister?
Yes, and Justin's sister at some point through this, we've never spoken about this, her name is Wells. The reason she wanted, and this is very public, the reason she thought a private investigator was a good idea is she told me she wished she would have hired a private investigator years ago to find her biological parents. She's adopted. She used PIs. Now, this is years ago before YouTube and all that kind of stuff. She said, if I had a guy like you, I would have found my birth parents a lot sooner. That's where this whole thing started. And I said, well, and so her parents, which are adopted parents, and this is all out there, people know this. I'm not telling anything out of school or any private information, put me in contact with them. She started getting scared by the Wadsworth family. She has young children. But I got to tell you what I got here. Kurt Wadsworth, there's 3 Rounds children.
Okay, yeah.
That's missing. There's a daughter and there's a son. And what I was told recently by the family members that want to retain me now, the new ones, this new group, A and B team, whatever you want to call them, is that Kurt Wadsworth has been in contact with the younger children. He was so pissed off about the shit I was saying publicly that he contacted the Dylan Rounds' sister on text messaging. That's a fact. He reached out to the younger children and scared them. So Wells, the aunt, the one that paid me, said, fuck this, I'm out. This guy is creating too much of a lightning rod. And unfortunately, that's what you need to do in order to get the truth out there. So it was a risk and reward thing. So then she turned me over to the grandparents, and the grandparents started getting it from the mom, and they didn't want to upset the apple cart. Hey, listen, it's very possible they don't want anything to do with me because they don't like how I do it. They don't like what I talk about. But if they don't have any verifiable information, it can't be because of what I said was wrong. It just can't be.
Okay, no, yeah, see what I'm saying?
So I don't know. You have to ask them that question.
If you want to, but yeah, oh my God, I just can't even, I can't even.
This is a really, really bad guy.
Yes. And I feel like he's going to do a lot of damage to this family. And her son's missing. I mean, seriously, you're going to, I just can't, I cannot. They said, Molly, go lightly. She yeeted his ass right off the panel. Goodbye.
And isn't she, I don't know her, but isn't she like not exactly the sanest person?
Yeah, she does her own thing. So, I mean, and she, they call her Moose Knuckles. She was the one out there screaming outside of the Laundry's house. And she was the one out screaming outside the Wells house and all that shit. So, if she's throwing somebody off her panel, they got to be bad. Because she don't give a shit.
Excuse Me Al says that there's a lot, when she searches him on Facebook, a lot comes up about him. Because not only is he completely incompetent, clearly, I mean, he's not an investigator, like whatever. So, he's incompetent and he's a con artist because he's taking money from people and not
not only that,
but then he's also like evil and he's doing horrible things to these people right now.
Yes, and yes, girl, the things that he's getting ready to say now, trigger warning, because he's getting ready to go into a whole lot of bullshit. Get ready for it.
Okay.
Get ready for it.
All right, hold on.
Love to see the mother's former in-laws come on and talk, because God bless that grandfather, who, by the way, guys, she lied to you 5 different times on the show, and I'm going to give you what that is. Or maybe she just doesn't know what I know. I don't know that. That's why it would have been interesting to be on with her.
But
So
Jim,
he's calling the mother a liar.
In any way came off as a know-it-all. I'm always honest with you. Okay, she didn't come off as a know-it-all. She said, Candace said a lot of things. Like, she's what I would feel anyone in her situation. Yeah, she's not crying tears. That everyone's built different.
See, so I don't think the mother, Candace, she seems like she's a very good woman. She seems like she's a very good mother.
She said she's still looking into Kurt. She even said Kurt, Chase, she still hasn't cleared them. They're still
right. Of course, she doesn't know anything. They've nothing. They've got zero. And the only fun stuff they got and the best leads that they had are to a guy that I have rattled. And he has threatened people. So if you want to get into it, I will. I don't want to argue semantics.
No, but we don't want to argue. Do you have recordings of the locals we could hear, or some kind of proof where they're talking about all this stuff? That's what I want to hear.
Tomorrow at 8 o'clock, I will release it.
Okay, where?
See, tomorrow at 8 o'clock, I'll release my recorded call. So you can tell he's got. There's an obvious motive there. Like something's up.
Doesn't like the husband, or that lady doesn't like the mom, or they had a problem. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you tonight. And I got about 5 other people involved with that family. I've got kids that went to school with Dylan Rounds. I've got family members that, and this will put it into a category where, number one, it'll show that I'm not making this stuff up. I'm not doing my job. And that what I'm telling you is factual based on the people that I'm talking about. Where the only person you're talking to is the mother. And I don't mean you, but I mean the media. That's the only one they really spoke to.
See, I think he's gonna, like I said, he's dogging the mom out and saying shit that he shouldn't even be saying.
He told me that within the last 10 years, and I want to work on the dates, guys. I want to make sure that I say October 5th, but I'm going to give you an overview here. Okay. So what happened was, the reason this mother isn't crying, the reason that this mother is stoic.
Yeah, that's another thing too, is the mom doesn't cry. He said the mom doesn't cry, so that means she doesn't care. That means she might possibly have something to do with it because she doesn't cry.
The dates and the times, and I've got all this recorded. She dropped those kids off at Justin's house. That's Dylan Rounds and his 2 siblings, and never came back. She did not see her kids for almost 4 years. The children did not know where she went. She never replied to the family, and she ghosted the family. So for 4 years, this woman dropped that kid off and those children and never came back, which is why the relationship was strained with the children. So that mother abandoned those kids with that father and never came back. And that's
oh my God, you see what I mean?
Family. Now, why is this important? We'll get to that. That is a fact.
She is the mother of a missing boy, and he's sitting here saying all this shit about her, and he ain't even known them, but he's been missing, what, 3 or 4 weeks now?
She did it voluntarily for almost 4 years. I would love to know what that was and why that was. And that might be pretty interesting to explain what's going on here. So that's a fact. And I think that's a big part of why this is going on the way that it is. She has a lot of guilt about that. And that was told to me by family members tonight.
Yeah. You
Sorry,
see what I'm saying?
I just want to say, like, it's very obvious what he did. All he did was start digging into their personal lives.
Yep.
Even
that's
if she
the
was,
first thing he did.
Even if she still abandoned him, even if she was the worst mother in the world, it has nothing to do with this case.
She doesn't. She's not crying. She's not crying enough, so that means she doesn't care. She's not crying enough, and she's not crying when he feels she needs to. So that even right there means she doesn't care.
But even if she didn't care, even if she wasn't crying, she didn't care. What does that have to do with the case? This is not like a child who was home with the mother. This was like an adult child who was living in a different state and went missing from a different state, right? So it's like, so I don't understand what her behavior has to do with anything. Like, even if she really didn't care, even though, which is ridiculous, but let's say she just didn't care. I don't understand what that has to do with anything.
And see, excuse me, I said, is this guy a licensed PI? But NorCal said not licensed, self-proclaimed.
Which should be illegal. So, he
right. And for him to get on here and do this kind of shit, he should not be okay. Should not be allowed to do this at all.
No, I want to ask NorCal Girl a couple things. Number one, I have to look up, do we know what state he lives in?
I will send you what I have on him so far, but we have, like, we made a group already and got started. Like, we're already trying to get started on it.
Because he puts right there, like, PI, like, you can't, it's some states have just different regulations, but you can't really say that.
Well, like I said, with this, we just started into this case. Like, we just started, you know, I mean, I've been watching, NorCal's been watching more than I have, but I mean, I got busy with the bullshit with Callie, so I had to take time off for a minute to deal with that. But now that I'm done dealing with that bullshit and back on my shit, we're back into the swing of things. And that's why I said this interview came on. This one popped tonight. So I was like, oh God, here we go.
Will NorCal Girl come up? She was talking about, like, his last case, and I just want to ask her questions.
Yeah, I don't know if she'll be able to come. I mean, can you come up, NorCal? Do you want me to send you the link? You got time to come up for a second? I mean, she knows a little bit more than I do, but we are going to do a whole live on it for him, so that way, you know what I mean?
I'm just so curious.
Girl, we were too when we got this. I'm like, oh my god! Like we've been watching this here and there, from when the day he went missing. Like it was like the very next day. There was it's like Heavy D Sparks. It's a Heavy D or Heavy D Sparks. I'm not sure what he goes by, but he went and flew over the area where the farm is. And if you want to pop that up, you can see it. Yeah, I was gonna say if you want to pop up the Heavy D Sparks one there, I can send it to you real quick. It actually shows the farm and the area that he went missing on.
Yeah, do that. NorCal Girl, it's pinned at the top of the chat. But let me go see what else you sent me.
The link is pinned, but I just sent it to you, NorCal, so you can pop up.
And then Queen,
I'm gonna send you that.
Okay.
Oh, I think I didn't even know Squish dropped down. Well, shit, Squish. So, anyways, yeah. She came up to talk about the Dominic Crinkle one or whatever, and we're gonna talk about that too. So, give me just a second.
Yeah.
You know what though? I'm cracking up because Zob Girl and the girl that she has on her panel, they don't seem like they're buying his bullshit. Like I really like that they're calling them out. I really like that. They're trying to be very nice, and I would love to have him over here, girl. We would.
They look upset, honestly. They like,
yeah, you can tell. Yeah, you can clearly tell they're not having it. Like they're just not having it.
I only have the original link you sent me. Is there a different thing that you wanted me to play?
Yeah, I'm gonna send this to you now. It's the Heavy D Sparks one, where he flies over the farm. Like it'll show you guys more of like an area of what they're looking for, where they're, you know what I mean. You can talk to NorCal while we do this. Okay, you up here, baby?
Hello.
Okay.
Hi. So what was the last case that he was on?
It was Jed Hall. And I don't have all the information about that case. What I know so far is that he was on that case. He started a bunch of shit in that case. And then he got upset because Adventures with Purpose went out there and solved it within like an hour.
Right, because there are people with actual skills, like real life.
Well, they're the scuba diving team. And they just went and checked upon, like, the kid didn't even leave his neighborhood. And I guess Jim was like leading the family to believe that like he was alive and that they would find him and like all this stuff. And then Adventures with Purpose went out there and found the kid within an hour.
Oh my God. Well, I'm sure he's never solved a case, but I mean,
he has helped. There's another case of a young lady that he did help with. He helped set it up. He found out who she was with and helped set it up for the cops to run interference with her at a Walmart. And she went home and she's still upset about it, not talking to her parents and everything. But he did help with that case. And I think there's one more before that he helped with. But I haven't dug too much into him yet. I've been following like the whole Dylan Rounds story and what's going on. Right. And then this guy's like panel hopping and jumping up on panels. And I'm just watching him like bash the mother, bash the family and locals. He's getting like turning locals on each other. And this is like really rural. There's like 200 people that live in this tiny little town out there. And he's got like recording people, not telling them that he's recording them. And they're like clearly saying things about other people that live in the same town. And he's talking about this like militia, that they're all part of this militia that like patrol the desert at nighttime. And there's drugs and kidnapping and drag queens and like, I mean, like all kinds of crazy stuff. And he goes on and on and on about this kid being gay. He's gay. He was dating a 60-year-old man, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, okay.
So he's saying that the missing,
and then that's how
he's saying the missing person was gay?
Yeah, he's saying that Dylan is gay and that he was having an affair with a 60-year-old man.
What? So Chicky T says in Mississippi, you need to be a PI, you need to have experience in criminal justice, you need a professional recognition, you need education, you have to have a weapons permit. So I just want to see, I will look up to see if there's issues with in person, because I know some states are like so loose with regulations that you can call yourself some things and there's no consequences for that. But I wonder if, you know, because this is, I know you can't stop people from being insane on YouTube, but maybe you could stop people from like pretending that they're a professional private investigator.
Well, and I wonder, like, how much leverage does he have? The family fired him. He's
right. How
not
can he
supposed
keep
to
that
be involved.
slander at this point?
They didn't fire him. They didn't fire. But did you hear when they tried to unite? So like, okay, do you know why they why they will let you go? And he goes, they didn't let me. Oh, he's like, oh, you mean when they chose to stop working with me? He
right.
couldn't even like. I tried to say it nice, okay, and he still reworded it.
Yes, that's when I knew something was going on.
I'm gonna play this thing for you.
I sent you Heavy D's stream. You can put it on real quick, and he actually flies his plane over the area so you can get a better view of where he lived and where he farmed and why it's so like odd. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Heavy D did a really good video that he took his helicopter out there and did a really good coverage video of the whole of the land and everything. It's like 650 acres or something like that Dylan was working on. Yeah, I agree, Some Beach. We don't care if he's gay. We don't care if he's straight. Like, that whole part of the story just needs to stop.
Some weird stuff's been happening. We'll explain the whole story here in a little bit, but long story short, he called his family about running into some sketchy dude last Wednesday. He went missing on Sunday night. He's gone, his phone's gone, and his wallet's gone. And then when people went out to search for him, a story popped up that the guy that he ran into potentially was in a town called Montello, Nevada, because at the time that he ran into him last Wednesday, the dude asked to use his phone, so he let him use his phone for a second, and then he asked for a ride, and Dylan was like, no, they just kind of like passed on it and left him. This dude was walking barefoot down the street. He appeared to be like high on something. So anyways, fast forward to Sunday, people are saying that this guy went to town to Montello, Nevada, which is about 20 miles east of where Dylan's farm is, and asked about Dylan, and then somebody supposedly gave him a ride to Dylan's trailer at the farm, and then that's the story that they had. But now the story is kind of evolving. Different people, basically this area, it's a really weird area. It's west side of the Great Salt Lake, so it's very desolate. It's actually a military operating area, and in fact, if you look here on our flight map, it's all restricted airspace. So all this area right here is what we're going to be flying through. So we had to call up to the Air Force
you
base.
Fast forward pretty much to where mom comes on screen, because the rest of this is just pretty much where they fire up the plane and shit.
Nobody can enter this.
You know what I mean? You can fast forward through this.
Off limits to pretty much.
You can go to where he flies, you know what I mean? Fast forward it to where they get out there to mom and dad because they fly out there, and it kind of shows you, keep going. I mean, it's pretty far out, you know, well, not pretty far out, but you can keep going to where they get there. When they pull up, they park, and they get down to mom, and right here, scoot back just a hair. That's mom. That's Candace right there. So you might want to scoot back just a pinch, but there you go, right there.
Yep. So that's where Dylan, last we heard from Dylan, he was going in to park his grain truck, his seed truck, so that it didn't get rained on. That was like 7:30 Saturday morning, and then he said he'd call his grandma right back, and then she never.
That was Saturday morning.
That was Saturday morning, and so we figured he took off across the desert, walking back to his camper, because that's nothing unusual for him.
How far is his camper from there?
5 miles down this road.
So now you can kind of get a view of what it looks like out there, what the terrain looks like. You know what I mean?
Walk himself around.
Okay.
Move equipment. He's, you know, but then later that day when search and rescue got out, we found his boots behind this dirt pile that's straight out back here, about 400 yards from where he left his grain truck. So we're starting to wonder if he was even the one that took his grain truck out there. There's some sketchy stuff because there's really deep ruts where his grain truck was, and it shouldn't have rained that hard already.
Yeah.
Because the rain didn't start till like 6 in the morning.
Okay.
So we don't know if something went on out there. Like I said, that's kind of with your guys' eyes in the sky, watch freshly turned up dirt. I mean, you guys know what to look for. Just any disturbance that shouldn't be there. This desert's pretty much all the same. So
yeah, see what I mean?
So that way we'll find basically just a trailer.
A cam trailer, you'll see the pivot, his pickup. There's all kinds of equipment. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, it's all of his stuff's out there. Straight through, see that dirt pile?
Okay, yeah.
His boots were just tossed out right behind that. And there was nothing else around him,
Yeah, they found his boots and a drop of blood.
On the far side away from the road, so you wouldn't see them from the road. And that's all you guys have found so far?
Yeah, we have nothing else. And they, like I said, search and rescue, they were out here the first night. They got here, maybe 5? They didn't even take off and looking until probably 7:30.
Yeah.
Then they bailed and they came back maybe 6 hours that day, and then they said, we're calling it, and they all left.
Past that over there, you'll see the hill, and that's the last place his phone was pinged.
Yeah.
Right. That after.
Right past that shop by the railroad tracks, there's a hill you drop down in.
Shop in the railroad tracks,
yeah.
You can see the road kind of goes like that, and right where it makes the bend, that's what time it was pinged at.
1541, but it gives a 15.4 mile radius, and the cop showed me on the map. So if you draw that circle from the cell phone tower, this is part right on the edge of it, and the rest of the circle Dylan would have no reason, to be at. It's out in the middle of nowhere, so that's where it was.
Yeah. Was that before or after he was supposed to call grandma back?
That was after.
It was after. So
yep.
It was over there.
Out here, we've been getting so much information from locals, and it's just a circle.
Right.
None of it's been true. Nothing we have chased it.
Where are all the squatters at from here then? So
you can tell she's really, really just beside herself, but because she's not crying, they think she doesn't care.
A few that we're thinking have the most to do with it.
The ones that are right here, the one that lives up here, and the one that was helping him.
The old grumpy guy over here.
The old grumpy guy.
I believe this is in Utah. Pretty sure.
Yeah.
And I don't think they, like taking orders from a 19-year-old to begin with. So.
Yeah. And he's not talking to anybody, not cooperating with.
He talks.
Yeah, he talks, but it's just
doesn't give him much information.
No, it's no information.
See what our plan is, and then give us a few hints on where to go, and we spend all day in the wrong place.
Right. Just a wild goose chase.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah. So that's kind of where we're at. I mean, we have nothing going. Law enforcement bailed on us. We're just out here trying to find them.
And see, she's been hounding law enforcement. Yeah, Lena, I do. I love Heavy D too. He's got some good shit on his channel. Y'all can go check him out.
There's honestly no words for it.
Yeah.
There really isn't.
A whole bunch of us have been down through the wash and back out from here to the farm.
Yeah, we've covered all this north of here to the tracks and clear back up east of the farm along the tracks and then back to this road.
So his camper, his truck, all of his stuff still there. Only thing missing would be him.
Yeah, and he feed is what he was farming, and he has water rights. I'll tell you right now, he took his shit really serious. He took his farming very, very serious. They said.
Kind of just getting a little bit of a perimeter from basically mountain to mountain, and then just start kind of spiraling.
I would say you can go ahead and fast forward to where they go up in their thing or whatever, because I mean they pretty much talk about it, and then they go up in their airplane. But that's where it really shows. I guess Mom's talking a little bit. Shit, I forgot about that. Whoops, go ahead.
Backhoe out there that one of the guys in town owns that was doing some groundwork for him, and it's still.
Switch to Liberty Mutual and save $652.
So yeah, they said animal feed is what he's been farming. Animal feed is what he's been farming. So I don't know. I guess with it out there, she takes it pretty serious. They take it pretty serious.
There's no way to know, huh?
Yeah, there's no way to know. And when the rain came in so hard, after, because so I talked to a lady in Salt Lake, called me, Dana, her husband and her come out caving all the time. And so she got me the timeline on the rain. She just wanted to give me all the information of everything she's seen out here. And she said it started raining between 5:30 and 6 o'clock in the morning, and it wasn't as substantial as a downpour. And then it got really windy, tapered off, and then really started raining hard late in the afternoon and all day Sunday. So the tracks that are made by Dylan's truck, if he was taking it out at 7:30 when he called his grandmother in a panic to get his truck in, or she called him and he said he couldn't talk because she was getting the truck in. Yeah. There's no way that 10-wheeler could have left tracks this deep in the mud. There's no way. So we don't even know if he's the one who actually took the truck. Trust me, he would not get sidetracked and not protect his seed. This kid has been working out here developing this ground since he was 16. It is his pride and joy. He's not going to get seed ruined. I mean,
the truck not make it into the shed?
Yeah, it made it. We just don't know if he's the one who took it. And his pickup was locked, which is super abnormal. He never locks his pickup. Never. He is, you can follow his habits to a T. I mean, when you could just look at it and say, no, that Dylan didn't do that. The kid he's a creature of habit, and it doesn't change. He's either got a dark sweatshirt on, even if it's 80 degrees, or he has a quilted flannel on.
And they said he's very like.
It won't change. You will not find him in anything else. So, and
he took his boot. They found his boots in the dirt pile. So that means obviously his boots were off. So what was he doing with his boots off if he puts them on and wears them like that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're just kind of at a loss. So here's where it got fishy. So Dylan, last time I talked to him was Thursday. Last time his dad talked to him was Thursday. It's nothing to go 3 or 4 days without hearing from Dylan when he's planting. But usually the grandma will hear from him, or I'll hear from him, or his dad will, and somebody will. So he may not talk to everybody, but daily he talks to somebody. So Saturday, when Karen didn't hear back from him after putting the truck in, she got a hold of Dawn Sunday morning and said, go check Dylan, blah, blah. They said, Dawn went and checked. He said the camper's, his pickup's locked. We can't tell if his guns are in there. He hasn't been here. So then he went and got Jim, and they went and looked again. So I guess
the grandma called Dawn first.
Yeah.
Yes. And then Dawn and Jim were the first ones to look.
Yes.
Okay, Dawn was the one that got fired, right? Pretty sure Dawn got fired.
On it, like, did they say anything like, "Don't worry about it. He'll be fine. Everything's good." So she didn't alert me or Justin, his dad. So then Monday comes around, and I get a phone call from JD, Dylan's best friend, that says, "Have you talked to Karen? They're looking for Dylan." And I said, "No, I have heard nothing about this." So from Saturday night till we got out here Monday, Dawn and Jim had been supposedly looking for Dylan. And I know the way Karen is, and I know her mind's frazzled now. If they would have told her in her mind, or to her, don't worry about it, he'll be okay. It's Dylan. He's been out here for 3. You just kind of roll with it. But yeah, so is there a chance
that Dawn and Jim were at that shop? Dylan was taking the grain truck over there, and then from there something happened, because that's why his boots would be over there.
That's kind of
that theory, if you follow it, would want to make it look like he was a young kid that just took off on his own, being reckless and wild, but at the same time make it look like somewhere. Well, I don't know. They would make it look like he locked his truck.
Well, they're trying to point us in the direction of town, and they're not trying to make it look like he took off. They know Dylan well enough. You're never going to pull that off. They're trying to make it look like it's away from here. Nothing happened out here. It's away from here.
Be halfway in between here, and they do put a padlock on it, but it's just a barbed wire gate. They said that's the first time Dylan's ever closed the gate when he's coming here to drop a truck off. But they said absolutely he had to leave that way because he closed the gate off of this road right here. And we know Dylan, he's going to take the shortest way to his trailer. He'd walk it, but he'd go straight across and have no problem walking through the desert.
He wouldn't take the road.
No.
Most of the time he's been doing odd jobs all over, and he walks every place to move his equipment.
I mean,
find clue in the air,
start flying, and like you said, just spiral inward.
Yeah, a Crime Stalker at this point, yes. Besides what the PI keeps saying, I mean, but he's got a mouthful. That's for damn sure.
Connections to the farm, and the first 2 people to search would have had interest in getting rid of Dylan, because they would be the ones to kind of take over the farm. And the fact that Dylan and Dawn had a problem 3 or 4 weeks ago, and Dylan basically fired Dawn. So Dawn had motive to come back. Police detectives, nobody have talked to Dawn or Jim.
Jim didn't sound like. And Dawn happens to be Grandpa's good friend.
Yeah.
And Grandpa's
he's back
business partner with Dylan, but Dylan doesn't like Dawn.
Right.
Wild.
So this is this is much
super
more than
sketch.
a missing person search. We're now dealing with like a bit of a riddle.
All right, this is what it looks like, y'all. This is the area. This is the terrain. Check it out. All right, there's Dylan's last known location. So what you think? This is where Dylan was living. So it seems pretty sketch. What do you guys think?
I'm looking to put down here for a minute, and then we're going to be wrapping up our search. Need to head as direct to Wendover as possible for fuel reasons. Do you know when the Alpha restrictions going to be open again?
09 Whiskey, I do have F-35s that are working low level in your direct path, direct Wendover, so I can't get you direct right now. How long will it be before you're asking for direct?
It'd be probably within the next, well, as soon as possible, but if you tell.
So all in all, they finished their search. They went back home, and that's pretty much all that they've had done on the case. Now, back to the PI. Candace has done a couple interviews, but that PI has been all over the place. If you want to go back to Zav Girl with the PI, now you'll get a better idea of what he's talking about and who he's talking about.
Okay, just give me a second. I'm just going to switch it. So wait, Queen, have they not? So his truck is missing and they haven't found his truck.
I believe so. Unless it was parked down the way. Okay, hold on. That's where NorCal Girl comes into play because I don't know that detail. There's a lot of details that like smaller details that I don't know. So that's why I said we need to.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
first. Right, because a lot of times if somebody's missing and they left behind, you find their abandoned car, they left behind their wallet and their phone.
At this point they said his keys, his phone, his wallet, and then they found his boots over on the side.
Right.
With that one drop of blood. But she said, the mom said he gets up and religiously, when a man gets up and puts on their damn boots, they wear the same pair of boots to work every damn day. And so when she found those boots, she knew like something was up because he wears those boots every day. There's no reason they'd be in the back of a dirt pile with a drop of blood next to him. There's something up. You know what I mean?
And actually NorCal said that his car was parked in the garage.
It was parked in the garage and it was power washed. And she said, no, it wouldn't have been. It would have been dirty as hell from the mud and shit.
So he didn't take off in his car, obviously. Okay.
Right.
All right, let me go back to that guy.
So back to James Terry or Jim's Terry or Terry James or whatever the fuck his name is. But back to the.
Yeah, you just have to let it back in. Just let it back in.
The fake PI. All right, so now you have a better idea of what he's saying, what he's talking about.
I don't think that has anything to do with the missing persons.
Well, I would just like to hear like some of these. You won't share any recordings with us.
I didn't say I won't share them. I said I won't share them tonight. I would have shared them live on the show with the mother. I'd have played them right here. Boop. She wouldn't have been able to lie about that. But what I'm trying to avoid is going back and forth. Well, it wasn't 4 years. It was 2 years and 9 months. Or they knew where she was. She was here. Bottom line is she dropped the 3 children off and never spoke to them again. That's a fact.
That's none of his business anyway. What the fuck?
The only thing
that was fucking years ago, if that even happened.
Because you know how it is when you start something on YouTube and it's not verified. Okay, so all I want to do is keep Dylan. This is about Dylan. It's not going to be about Candace and what Candace. If it has to do with Dylan, please tell us. You know what I mean?
Right. Thank you.
His name while.
The reality of living with moderate to severe ulcerative colitis or Crohn's disease
while he's out there not able to defend himself.
So by saying he's gay, is that soiling his name?
No, and that hasn't come up. No, I don't believe that's soiling.
She said none of that was true. Let me tell you what else was told to me tonight. The police pulled the two parents together and played them recordings of people in town telling them exactly what I was told. She also lied and said nothing was missing. Over $80,000 is missing. $80,000
from Dylan's.
Hold on, you want me to tell you? I'm going to tell you. Now, when I say something, it's innuendo, it's rumor. But when the mom says it, you guys are, hey, listen, hey, it must be fact. She's the mom. A mom.
She hasn't said anything specific though. Like
she said I was making up stories. She said that I wasn't truthful. So that's all I'm worried about. I got to clear my name so I can produce for the people that want to find out.
We never said. That's why we asked her a bunch of questions about Kurt. We don't know. We're trying to find the truth too. We didn't say either or.
I was going to say, you want to pause this real quick? Sun Beach is back here, and I want to let her up here real fast. I want to make sure that it's first of all her, but I know she's got some details of this case too. So if it is her, I want her to come up anyways. You know what I mean?
This guy
if it's not her,
I want to be untimed out.
Is this you, Sun Beach?
Yes, I'm just timed out. I want to be untimed out.
You're timed out?
Yes.
Timed out? What the hell? What the hell
happened?
happened?
It was a mistake because first she wrenched me on accident. So maybe she just timed me out on accident.
Oh, okay. Well, I was like, what the hell's going on? I thought you had, because you have a lot of good information. I thought you were coming up to chat with us.
Yeah, I have a lot of that, but I want y'all to hear all that other stuff first before anyone throws any more into this. Sorry,
right. Okay. Well, yeah, let me go in and take out. I'm sorry, man. I thought.
All right. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem, babe. I'm sorry. I didn't even realize that even happened. So I'm sorry. Okay.
Thank you.
No problem. Let me take this down. And I think, here, hold on. Let me figure out what happened because I don't know how the hell. Or let me take this down. We'll roll that and then I'll go through the chat and make sure because she's got a lot of information on this case that is very valuable. So I want to make sure that she's able to chat too. I don't know what the hell happened.
Well, if she got wrenched accidentally, then maybe when they just tried to take it off, that's
okay. Maybe that did. Let me go look at the chat. I didn't even check, but we can play this while we're checking. I just want to make sure it's fixed. You know what I mean? Oh, hold on. Cappy said I totally pocket wrenched her when I was shoving my fat face. Oh shit, you was eating, dang it. Okay, so it was just an accident. She's back on here though, right? She back in here? Oh, it was an accident. Okay, so she must be able to be back in here. Hopefully we can see her. I'm looking to see. Oh, there you go. Okay, there you go. Aw, she said I didn't know how to couldn't fix it. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. You're back in here, baby. You just email me if it ever happens again on an accident or something. Email me or come up or whatever. We'll fix it. I'm sorry. Poor thing. Go ahead and play it, baby.
Now the mother even said he dropped out of school. She supposedly got all these people that can verify he's a heterosexual kid, but he didn't even finish high school. He got out there early. She told you that. How many people were really into that? So what happened was there was a $50,000 loan given by the grandfather. They estimate that this son, Dylan Rounds, also had about $30,000 in cash. Out in that area, if you look at it, you don't get to the bank every day. So
okay, that might be something that he had $30,000 in cash. He had that kind of money in his trailer. Lord, maybe somebody did do something, you know.
That money is unaccounted for what I'm being told, and this is something that the family wants me to look into. And there's $30,000 that kid made working. The mother came on your show and said, well, he would work here from sun up to sundown. And here, where the fuck's his money then? It's in a mattress. Show the bank accounts that show him working. That was another fact that was brought up by the family that they want me to look into. Where's the $80,000 that this kid took in cash and in loans in the last? Notice it's the grandparents giving this kid everything and not the mom. See, that's another big thing here too. So that's
okay. Grandparents on what side though? You want to pause this? I'll just remove it for a second. Grandparents on what sides? He keeps talking about all this money. Okay, but if that kid had all that money, he probably used it and put it back into his farming equipment. Right. Don't you think that he would probably do that?
Exactly. If he got a loan from his grandparents to start a farm, then why did he think?
Well, the farm was already there. Okay, so the farm was already there. Grandpa was friends with Don. Grandpa and Don were really good friends. Grandpa was, I think Don thought the farm was going to be left to Grandpa. Grandpa, I think Don thought that when Grandpa died, he would leave it to him. Instead, he left it to his grandson. And his grandson still kept, Don working. I guess they had an altercation and he fired Don. And Don and Jim were the first two people to go look for him when he went missing.
All right, who's Don and who's Jim?
Don is the grandpa's best friend that worked with him on the farm. And when I think Don thought Grandpa was going to give him the farm or let him take it over, but he gave it to his grandson, Dylan, who's missing now. And Dylan allowed Don to stay working for him and with him, even though Grandpa died, and that's Grandpa's friend.
Right.
And then him and Don had an altercation, and Don was fired. Now the PI is trying to say that Don and Dylan had a sexual relationship together.
God. Oh my God. And
he's also bringing up the mother and saying that she's been sued by 12 people, that there's $30,000 from the grandpa that's missing. Now there's $50,000 that the grandpa gave the grandson that's missing. And he goes, notice it didn't come from the mom. It came from the grandparents. Well, normally that's how it works. When a grandpa's been farming for that long, obviously he has money saved up. He gave it to his grandson, I'm sure, to put back into the farm.
Right.
Farming equipment, farming, you know what I'm saying?
Right. It was like a business loan, so it's probably been used. And this guy, he's saying, show me the bank account. So he hasn't seen his kid's bank accounts at all. He has no idea if the kid has $30,000 in the bank. He's making this up.
Good night, Cat Mama. Yeah, he has no idea. He has literally no fucking idea. And he is like slandering the shit out of the mother because she doesn't want to work with him. Well, no wonder you're calling her son gay. First of all, you're saying something wrong with it, that they're horrible people because they won't accept him because they're Mormons. So now he not only are you saying Dylan, who's her missing son, that he's gay, but that he was robbed and all this shit happened to him and that he's gay with grandpa's friend and like, what the fucking hell are you doing?
Also, he said, oh, she says her son was heterosexual, but he didn't even finish high school. What does that have to do with anything? Does that mean like if you can't be straight if you didn't finish high school? Like, I don't, the guy is just vicious and mean. And also, I don't understand the thing about why would you expect, even if like you had a good friend, it's pretty unusual for somebody to, in their will, to like bequeath their property outside of family to a friend. That seems like a weird thing to expect.
Right. Thank you, Crime Stalker, for the $3 super sticker. Chicky, thank you. I appreciate it. And NorCal, thank you for popping back up.
Well,
you up here?
I was getting all cracked.
Oh no.
Sleep.
Yeah, NorCal, you're going in and out.
NorCal. Oh, she popped back down again. There's somebody up here trying to get up here, but I can't let them up. They won't even allow me to let them up. Erica something. I can't. It's not. You don't even have a way. I can't let you up because there's no way to let you up. You have to fix your camera, and you're gonna have to, like okay it through Chrome or something. We had this problem last time, and it was you have to open it through Chrome because your camera, it won't even allow it. It just says your name at the bottom, and then it's like got the camera with a X through it. So you'll have to go up and open it at the 3 dots on the top right corner of your phone and go open, hit those and hit open in Chrome, and then go accept your camera before I can let you up here.
I'm going to put something different on my screen because, excuse me, I'll send me a screenshot of the mom posting about the PI on her Facebook.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was going to say that I haven't even had a chance to even look at groups or Facebook groups or nothing yet. Like I said, we literally just got into this.
Yeah.
So
okay. Yeah, whenever you're ready.
Hold on. A 60-year-old pedo rape. Wait, what? Don. Okay, but somebody said that was Don. Hold on. Somebody said that was Don, but he's not on the registry anywhere. So he kept saying that Don was a pedophile and a
oh my God.
RAP, you know what I'm saying? But I guess he's not on any registries that they can find so far. Jim Terry, hold on. Laura says Jim Terry's phone number 813 area code is Florida. That answers a few questions. Laura, if you can email me, I want to talk to you, Laura. If you can email me, that'd be nice. Kurt, hold on. Somebody said, and Kurt's, okay, hold on. NorCal, and Kurt's brother, Troy, is bad news too. So, oh, that's who Kurt is. Sorry. Kurt is the 60-year-old pedophile. Then that's what you're saying?
Alleged.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that's what she meant. Okay, so here's this. Is this her Facebook? You want to read it?
Yeah, let me zoom in on it. Hold on.
I definitely cannot see that at all. My blind is a badass.
I'm gonna get it. Hold on. All right, let's see.
So, okay, Kurt, she said he is bad, but what did he do? Like, was he out there or what? How is he a part of this story? See, we got to do some research, girls.
Yeah.
We got to get on there.
This is 3 days ago. Please listen to the facts and not all the speculation. If you do not think that Justin Rounds and I would not move heaven and earth to find Dylan, then please leave every group you are following. We have both been on the ground and exhausted ourselves to find answers. We will not stop no matter what. Find Dylan Rounds official. He is one of the best 19-year-olds, hardworking, passionate, and strong-headed. Please send your positive thoughts toward finding him and nothing more. Clarification on my last post about James Terry. If you have a YouTube account, please log in and let's blow this guy up. He has done this to too many families. Let us as a community not let this happen to any other family. It is unfair and the last thing a family needs to go through when you're desperately searching for your child. Justin Rounds and I have an amazing support group and we thank each and every one of you. We want to stay factual and find Dylan. That is our only focus. So basically she sounds very level-headed.
Yeah, she seems like she is very level-headed, and she's been, like I said, she's exhausting herself. It's not like she just went home and was like, okay, my son's missing, so hope they find him. No, she's been like on it. You know what I mean? She's been talking to anybody, the news stations, YouTubers, calling the police station. That apparently the FBI is involved now. Like she's been talking to locals, any kind of anybody that even the woman who owned the property before Grandpa or that lived next to Grandpa, she even came on and was talking to somebody. So we've been trying to like grab the streams real quick as they're going on because this is so fresh. It's just now happening. Like it's only like 3 weeks he's been missing. I think 2 or 3 weeks. It just is like recent. You know what I mean? This just happened.
But also like compare these two things. That man was basically, he got paid money that he's not giving back. And then these people said, we don't want to work with you anymore. And he's now going on the war path to defame and slander these people. Whereas compared to her, this man, her son is missing. And this man has basically just come in as like a con artist. She did not ask him to come there. He's talking about her missing son, talking about her. Like, look how is she reacting? She literally just says, I want to focus on the facts. She doesn't say anything about this guy. That's how you know the difference between these kind of people. His feelings got hurt and he's acting insane. And he's probably dying inside.
Listen to the shit he says. When you turn this shit back on, like I said, it gets way worse. I don't know about on Zobgirl because she probably don't let it go that far. Right. But I know that he got kicked off MGL and she lets shit go pretty far. So if he got kicked off her shit when she does her own thing, I'm sure it was probably because he was really acting a damn donkey's ass, you know?
Oh my God. It's really sad. Yeah, I definitely want to look more into him more than, I mean, I really care about the missing person too, but there's only so much, that will just get figured out when it gets figured out,
Yeah, but he's he's something else though. Like I said, somebody needs to look into his ass because look what he's doing. You know what I mean? This is not okay. This is definitely not okay.
That's what I'm definitely saying, because there's enough of this stuff on the internet. We've seen the lies and the conspiracy theories and the mob thinking. We've seen all that, but we've seen like YouTubers kind of benefit off of it by like getting subs and stuff. But when you see these people inserting themselves who are actually making money and, taking advantage of families in a situation, that's like, a whole nother level of scamming people. Do you want me to keep playing the interview with him?
Yeah, you can. I was about to go grab another one real fast from another stream he was on, so you can hear some of that one. I mean, you can play this one until I go grab it, and I'll link to a new one. But we'll just play a little bit more of hers and then turn it off. I mean, like I said, go sub up to Zobgirl because she's a really good creator. She's done pretty well with him, I think. She's been very patient. I don't know if we would have been able to last that long, you guys. I mean, I think we would have done great, but I don't know if he would have. I don't think he'd like our chat very much. She said, I love Zob, but he lets him run his mouth. Yeah, I don't think we'd be able to. I don't know. He seems like he reminds me. Why does he remind me of Swill?
No.
He reminds me of Will. Like, I swear to God, he does.
That's not that I can kind of see that, actually, now that you said that. And that just made
me. Like, it just, because he's like, so, like, I don't know, man. It just, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. And I'll throw these other ones at you real quick. It just gives you more of an example of who he is. Even like 6 months ago when he did the case, he's the same. It's like he's not putting on an act. This is not an act. This is definitely his go-to.
If it's something that finds Dylan, you know,
how do we know unless you get me through it? You got to give me my turn to swing the bat. 3 weeks, they've got nothing. The only thing they've got is that I don't know what I'm talking about. My success rate. It is what it is. This family paid me in full. What I don't like is the fact that I'm being thrown under the bus by a group of people that have nothing. And the people are contacting me, begging me. You can see it in your chat room.
Are you serious? I'm being thrown under the bus by people who have nothing?
No, they were.
I
But
missed
there's
a lot of
also a
chat.
lot of people. Listen, Jim, but there's a lot of people that like drama. And what we're trying to do with this is let's come to an understanding, if we can, that this is about Dylan. Because this is going to turn into, I can see it happening. This is going to turn into are you on Jim's side or are you on Candace's side? Where you guys should all be on Dylan's side.
Wait, let me just respond. What do you mean you have to super chat to deplatform? I don't know what that means, but
Sam,
no, not normally. I'm just paying attention to him, but I just, when somebody does super chat, I do make sure I put it up, but I just haven't been, I'm sorry. I'm trying to absorb everything. And no, if you knew me, that is not the case. So
you know what's interesting is people tell me, they say, well, you're such a great private investigator. Why don't you find Sleuth Girl? Well, if she's so sure that what she's saying is fact, why doesn't she contact me? My phone number's right here. Right here, guys. Go ahead and give me a call. She actually jeered me about my phone number being on here. She referenced cases in other cases that I worked and things that weren't true. See, what happens is when people want a parasite, they'll jump on any rocket they can. This is one.
Yeah, and we noticed you jumped right on it.
I got your other, I'm going to put up your other things now, but I said it's really funny that he's like, people ask me if you're such a private investigator, why don't you find out her name yourself? I mean, this guy, Queen, you could never have him on your channel. Could you imagine how much money he'd be offering to find out your real name?
Oh man, yeah, and it's all over. I'm like, good, 500. I'll tell you right now, 500. Well, I got trolls that'll give it to him for free.
I know. I'm like, I should make money off. We should con this guy with our Uber.
Yeah, Cuddy will go right to him. Look, could you see those two working together?
Oh, let me find it.
They'd be going in circles, dude. He'd be fucking pissed.
Can you imagine if somebody put out, $500 for someone's real name for anybody? Because we know who everybody is.
Nope, you got to up it to 1,500. We'll need a cut.
Yeah, what we could do is we can all piss them off and then pretend like no one knows who we are, and then we can all, secretly send him information about like who we are, and we can all split the money like it's a pot,
Yeah, he's such a good special investigator. I'm sure he'd figure us all out.
God. All right.
But no, those Facebook posts are actually people warning not to work with him. It's those. There's I think 3 screenshots. You can pop them up and read them, or I can. It doesn't even matter. But yeah, they're basically people warning not to work with him. That's exactly what that is, and they're from Idaho. So yeah,
okay,
I got it. Different states. You know what I mean? Like, this is not just one family that he's done this. He's done this to several people, several families.
It has to be illegal because there's not. I'm not saying it has to be illegal because it's never that cut and dry. But with money changing hands, it becomes much different than just running your mouth.
Yeah, and they fired him, but I mean, maybe he did they might have signed a contract with him where he says, even if you fire me, I keep this money. You know what I mean? Maybe, fuck, we don't know what he's done. We don't know what kind of stuff that they've signed behind the scenes. I don't know.
Oh, Captain likes my plan to make money.
The plan. Look at Good Eggs making plans now. You better stop it.
How much? And we'd all be like worth different amounts, right? Like you might be worth 1,500, but then some of the rest of us might just be like $50. I have it up if you let it. Oh, is it showing? I don't see it on my screen.
Yeah, it popped right up.
Oh, there it is. Okay, I see it.
Yeah, I was gonna say you'll have to zoom in and read it, but this is another place that was warning about him. Go ahead, I'll mute so you can read it. They're definitely giving warning about it though.
Okay. Idaho cold cases. Attention families of the missing. This release was put out earlier today by the Idaho family of Dylan Rounds, a 19-year-old young man missing from Lucin, Utah. So-called private investigators, especially those on the other side of the country, often investigate aka grift, from their couch while they fleece the wallets of innocent families. Some aren't licensed in their own state. My page and similar pages in Idaho, or any for that matter, are not created so you can cold call, stalk, harass, and insert yourself into case after case, making promises you won't keep and sensationalizing a missing person case into tabloid gossip and untrue rumors. I realize Idaho does not require a PI license, oh boy, but we should because of certain PIs who all but ruin or lie their way through an investigation. Stop preying on vulnerable families. I can't believe the number of Idaho families you've cold called based on their listed cell phone numbers on missing posters or a mother's desperate plea. Families, please be careful putting your phone numbers on posters. It's best to use law enforcement numbers and a Crime Stoppers tip line for anonymity. The Idaho cold case tip line is still... Please do your research for hiring someone before people jump on the, but a PI does things better bandwagon. Remember, this is only true in a minute number of cases. They simply do not have the law behind them, such as search warrants, wiretaps, geofencing, or the arrest power LE has. Many have egos which will harm you, your family, and worst of all, your missing loved one's case. They work for profit. Some PIs are good. And this is a really good point. Some PIs are good. I've read some amazing reports and some pretty pathetic PI documents. PIs who spend most of their time on social media or YouTube promoting themselves are a joke. The best PIs shut up, go to work, and put their boots on the ground, quietly, stealth-like, and professionally. After more than a year of people in Idaho getting hit in their wallets and their hearts, enough is enough. This guy tried to convince Adventures with Purpose not to come to Idaho Falls and look for Jed Hall. Numerous Idaho families with a runaway teen or missing younger family member have been hit as well. Don't let this happen to you. So basically, because this guy knows that Idaho, they require no license for a PI, every time he sees a missing person, he calls the family's number up and says, I'm a PI and I'll help you, give me money.
Yes. That's what they were saying. You got to be careful of him because this is what he's doing. Hey, G, what's up?
Hey, little bitch.
What's up, little bitch? What do you think about this case? You been listening?
No, well, not really.
Oh man, it's been rough. This PI he's a whole.
I'm trying to catch up. I was just
situation, man. He's a whole situation.
I think he would anger Georgia, definitely.
Oh yeah, she would have
just what I don't need in my life.
Right, this is what I'm saying. We you know what? We probably better not even tell you about it because
my bucket of crazy is full. I already told y'all now.
Hey, I'm telling you right now, he's something else. This Jim boy, he's something else. He's trying to offer $500 for Sleuth Mom's real name so he can dox her.
Oh God.
Yeah, this is PI Jim.
But Georgia, we're thinking about maybe pissing him off on purpose. So
I'll do it for free.
Well, that's the thing. We'll piss him off. He'll want to pay people for our names, and then we can anonymously give him our names already been doxed and just pocket the money.
Hell yeah.
That's the new plan.
Take one for the team. Although, again, I mean, you never know who's going to end up getting your information and what they're going to do.
It's always
because I don't know. This man seems like he's pretty fucking dangerous. Actually, I don't know what the fuck he's going to do.
He is similarly crazy to our friend, his first friend. But he's just he can do more because he does more. But doesn't the way he's kind of talking, the way he's rationalizing stuff, reminds me of.
Oh, interesting.
Put him on. Let Georgia hear him for a minute. Just wait. Okay, so this is a mother of a missing boy who just went missing, and he's talking about he's gay and this, that, and the other, and he's like pounding it into like it's something bad, and he's making it out to be just horrible. And the mom got sued. And, oh my God, what's going on? Where's all this money? And he's like making it into a huge conspiracy theory. Like he's really fucking this case up.
Heather.
And the boy's been gone like 3 weeks.
I got you. Thank you, Lana. I had to change it. My daughter changed my other one. It was terrible.
It's pretty. I love it.
It's
back up here. Good egg. You got to back up. It's not back up here yet.
I was just lining up the times.
Oh, okay. No, it's okay. I just thought it was back here, so I was gonna pop it on. But I want Georgia's opinion on this dude. I want to know what she thinks about him.
Hold on. Okay.
So yeah, the mother told him that I guess they paid him. I don't know how much they paid him, but they told him they didn't want to work, or that he was fired, and he's like, "No, I'm not fired. We just aren't working together anymore." Like,
oh God.
Yeah, he's one of those. Okay, here it goes. Here it goes. Ready?
Including Michaela Nelson,
He
including
reminds me of Will.
with Anthony Smith that was found in Michigan. They have 500 people, helicopters, horsebacks, machines, trucks, cops. But I'm going to go out there. They knew I wasn't going out there initially. I didn't need to. I have a pretty good idea that if that kid was within 30 miles of that place right now, they'd have found him already. What's one guy going to do? But the family knew this going in. So I wanted to get that out in the open. But the huge news is here. I want to
he's not even there. He's not in Utah. He's in his own hometown.
So,
fuck that's that.
Why do you want, because see, here's our goal. Here's what we want to do is we want to keep Dylan in the forefront and not lead it to conjecture and to rumors and to innuendos, right? And we haven't had that with you in the past. Things that we've had with you in the past, you've been a very straight shooter. And this is like, I don't know why. I'm not saying it's you. I'm not saying it's anybody. I'm just saying I don't know why, but it seems like it's heading towards this direction of becoming almost like a Summer Wells case, where it's like we're now focusing on these other things that have nothing to do with the person that's missing. So why do you think that it's so important about the $1 million? Why is it important?
Because the person that we're focusing on now, this never came out until they tried to discredit me. What they're trying to do is to discredit me. They fired me. They didn't fire me, guys. You can't fire a guy who's been paid in full for a job. I'm not an hourly employee. They can choose not to work with me anymore. That's their decision. Right now, there's a $20,000 reward out for that kid. So technically, nothing's off the table. If I want to, I can continue to work on this. Number two, if you're going to discredit me, have facts that show a direction that this is going in. You don't get on a show, you don't get on the media and say, hey, listen, that guy, hey, listen, we might not know what happened here. We have no idea what went on here. We have no idea where our son is, but we know the private investigator who the family hired is full of shit.
Wow.
It's conjectures, rumors, and innuendos. You can see they do the same thing. This lady obviously watches a lot of CNN. Because no matter what people say, no matter who I have, no matter what I have, but I'm going to tell you what I did tonight. I started recording phone calls. I started getting people that were calling me in the community that are willing to come on shows like this. So what I'd like to do is dive into what I have that is huge in this case. So you guys might not think it has anything to do with it, but the mom's owes over $1 million worth of. Let me ask you something. Do you think that's normal to have that many different lawsuits for somebody who's coming off as a squeaky clean individual? They're trying to rip me apart. I would like to know what this woman is involved in that she would have that many people sue her. It was like a dozen people.
Is that like a good example?
He has a point, right?
Does he?
Does he?
I don't know. I don't think he really does. But then again, it kind of makes you wonder with that amount of money. You know what I'm saying? People don't play kindly with that kind of money. You know what I mean? Like if there's something going on.
I mean, I took it as.
I guess it kind of does, but it really doesn't because he's an adult. So I mean, I guess what goes on in her life. But with that being said, he is her child. So if they are in any kind of fuck shit, you know what I mean? Like it would reflect on him, don't you think? I mean, I don't think that's how shit went down. I just am not feeling it that way. But I really don't even think that has much of anything to do with him missing. I don't know though,
Right, but he doesn't seem like he even knows what it's about. He just knows she has a bunch of lawsuits, which she could have filed bankruptcy, right?
Yeah,
so when you file bankruptcy,
look into him. Yeah, he wouldn't look into him.
Yeah, you'll have every single one of like every single company or person that you owe would sue you.
So basically, this couple, they fired him, and said we don't want you anymore, and he's like, well, I'm not going anywhere.
He said, you don't fire me because you already paid me in full and I'm here to stay, bitch. We don't have to work together, but I'm here to stay.
And the mom
pretty much what he said.
The mom didn't hire him. He was like paid by like a sister-in-law or something. And
I thought mom hired him. Wait a minute.
No, he said that the dad's sister, remember the adopted sister, was the one.
Okay. I thought he had another. I thought he said the sister reached out to him and wanted to hire him again, or wanted to hire him and asked why he wasn't working with them, or
I don't know. But he also like I don't know. He's just it's really disturbing actually. Like
yeah,
he's
the
like,
way he's coming out like this. He was working with the family. He was working with the family just fine. Now he's going against him. He's going YouTube to YouTube, talking like mad shit.
Yeah. So basically, Georgia and Idaho, he doesn't live in Idaho, but in Idaho, you don't need a PI license. So he like calls up families that he sees that have missing kids or missing people. He like finds their cell phone numbers off of like Facebook or like, missing posters. And he calls them and says, I'm a PI, which he's not. And like says that he can like help them and like takes money from them, like just cold calls.
Yeah, he finds missing people's posters and then fucking calls them.
What state does he live in?
I think Mississippi.
Yeah,
Oh
I was gonna say
God.
Mississippi. But yeah, the kid's missing
Oh my
in like
God, what's his name?
Utah or something. It's not even anywhere near him. He's never even been out there.
His name and his phone number is right there underneath his
Oh yeah, duh.
Yeah,
Wait.
he puts it on his phone. Yeah, he puts his name and his phone number right on his thing because obviously he wants to be called. He wants to be contacted. You know, this is for clout. Obviously, come on now.
813. Is that like a Tennessee or a
Someone said it was Florida.
That's a Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said that's a Florida area code. So what the hell?
He must be from like South Mississippi.
Yeah, I don't know where he's from to be exact. Like I said, we're about to be doing a deep dive on his ass to find out who he is, where he's from, and what the fuck's going on here.
Interesting.
Because yeah, this ain't the first case he's done this shit to, and I'm sure it won't. I mean, hopefully it'll be the last one, but I don't know. And
I mean, I guess there's nothing that families can do about people like that.
no, I mean that to a point. There's really not because they paid him. Like, I don't know what kind of paperwork they signed with him. They might have signed a contract with him. Fuck, I don't know.
Yeah,
you know,
unless it constitutes as like unless it becomes like stalking. I mean, you know, I don't know. I mean, I wonder if that's one of those services where like you have a legal right to like.
well, he's like, you know, he thinks she's guilty because she's not crying enough. But if you look at mom, you can get an overall picture of her. Like, you can tell she wants her son found, period. You know what I mean? She's not one of these. It'd be like, you know, like one of us going out there. Like, we're going to find, you know what I mean? We're not going to stop. We're going to ride ass until we find our fucking baby. Come on now.
But also, this isn't a case of like a minor child who was in the mom's care. This is an adult.
Still, that's your baby anyways.
No, I know, but like, why is she considering
know?
her a suspect? To me, it's weird to consider her a suspect. He went missing from another state. That he wasn't living at home. He was living in a different state. So it just doesn't zoning in on like the mom makes no sense. He's just doing it because his feelings are hurt, I guess.
Well, or else he wants to make something to talk about. So, 228. I have another number for him. He's from Gulfport. Yeah. So did you see, I'm sorry, I jumped in late. Did you see the post that somebody just recently made where he had tried, I guess, I'm sure you did, where he tried to reach out about their missing daughter?
Oh my God. We just read a post about
I was gonna say,
warning
we
about
just read a post about him reaching out. We just read one. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, this
in Milwaukee?
Dude, yeah. No, this one was in Indiana, wasn't it, or Idaho or something?
The one that we read was a group in Idaho warning, a Facebook page warning that it's been happening to a lot of families in Idaho, but it wasn't from a specific family. Do you know?
Okay, yeah, I'll just read it.
Okay.
This afternoon, I was contacted by an individual named Jim Terry. Phone numbers used to contact people are 813 and then 228-546-1767. That's a Gulfport, Mississippi number. In the last 72 hours, several friends of ours have offered to fund a private investigator out of love and support for our family. I had thought he was a local private investigator reaching out. I learned within minutes of the call ending that he was not who I thought he was and instead was a public personality who's digging for information about our daughter, Daniela Juvenile. I also learned that he had been contacting multiple family members trying to get information. I immediately returned the call and let him know the following. We are asking you to cease and desist anything related to this case in our family. We did not hire you. You are not working on behalf of the Scapancy family. You're not working on behalf of Milwaukee Police Department. We do not give you consent to post or discuss this case or our family on any platform. You will receive this in writing from our attorney. He yelled at me, told me he would go to the media immediately, that he could do whatever he wanted. Obviously, this is a tender time that we were navigating a family. When the police told us to let the media know she was missing, we struggled immensely with the decision as we do not want our daughter treated like an object on public display. We want her home. And looking at Jim Terry and the way he is willing to talk publicly about young children, this is not a person we would partner with in any way to find Danielle. Please do not talk to him, share any information with him, or participate in the continued damage that could be done to Danielle by his actions. She is not new. She is our daughter. This was like 2 weeks ago.
So this guy's like, he's just churning them out. He must be contacting people all the time, like all day long.
Someone says, I'm so sorry. That's exactly what he does. He's scamming people all over the country, preying on families in the most desperate time. He has no license anywhere. He trolls the missing persons pages and groups coast to coast. Someone says he lives in Florida, but since the license is required in Florida, he says he's out of Mississippi. Oh, that's just fantastic.
I just sent you this thing I have on my screen. Good egg, go check it out real quick. I'll send it to G too.
Oh, and then someone posted a screenshot of the Dylan rounds. Oh, Candy Howard. Someone hired him in January. Oh, someone's reported it to the Mississippi Attorney General's office. I know somebody. Okay.
So yeah, so he he filed a business, like he opened a business in Mississippi.
He
Is
uses,
it true Mississippi doesn't require any?
They don't require anything because they know nobody's going to do it.
Terrifying to me.
He's often used James Michael as an alias.
How do you stop somebody like this? I guess it would have to be like I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. He's got to escalate into like stalking or
like something federal, because I mean it seems fraudulent, and this is a bad guy. This is a really bad guy. But did you hear the way he was talking? Like he just, as soon as he felt like he was wronged, like he snapped, and all he cared about was dragging this woman who didn't want to work with him anymore. And it just reminded me of like, some personality that we are also familiar with.
Right.
But even with his Senate victories,
yeah, he's been on like 4 or 5. He's been on like 4 or 5 YouTube channels, like dragging the hell out of. And you know what? Here, matter of fact, let me go get Sleuth Mom, and we'll listen to a little bit of Candace's interview. That's why he's so pissed off, because she tells all about him. So hold on.
But it's not just any prison. It's the place where Glenn Ake is serving out his life sentence.
As we were walking, all I knew was that Glenn Ake was in what they call general prison population, and I could turn a corner and run into him, and that's not going to be good.
But then, Brooks realizes that that's exactly what he wants to happen.
Remember, I think he
Okay, when Good Egg puts this on, I want y'all to brace yourselves, and I want you guys to know it's a trigger warning. You're going to get pissed because he dogs the mom the fuck out, calls her a big piece of shit. And just be ready. It's trigger warning. It's nasty. This is Sleuth Mom, and this is why he's so pissed off, because it's the fucking phone call she had with him that was on a live stream, and he wants that shit down. He's pissed because it definitely shows his character. Wait till you put that on. Put that on and start playing it. Lord, look out. Trigger warning for sure. Let me put that in the chat right now. All right, did you get it? Girl, you ready to roll? Get ready, y'all, because I'm telling you now, this is one you ain't going to like at all. This is him going off.
Her and I got into a nasty fight on the phone. She just...
Oh, you're going to have to rewind it. I'm sorry. You'll have to rewind it.
4 years ago, away from the gay thing.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
She's a piece of
shit. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Her and I got into a nasty fight on the phone. She defended everybody in the family. But Kurt and his other son, about 4 years ago, got into a knockdown, drag-out fight because he released that Kurt was gay to everybody.
And he said that's the reason for his mom and his dad always having problems because he would dress up as a woman. So all this weird shit. So, but it takes us away from that a little bit, which is good. It takes us away from the gay thing. But if your dad and your mom are there, or if you want to call your sister-in-law, now would be the time, and I'll just give it to you all in one shot.
Yeah, hang on. Let me patch Katie in. One moment.
By the way, do you know the name of the sheriff of Elko County?
It's weird name.
He sounds like a Mexican guy.
Yeah.
Garbanza,
Yeah.
or something.
Yep. Okay.
Ever spoken to him?
No, hang on one second. I'm patching Katie in.
I'm not even sure what she's doing right now, but yeah, he offered, okay, yes, Donkey offered 500 for it, 3 different lives, 3 different times.
You've reached Katie Wells. Leave me a message and I will get.
Yeah, he really wants Sleuth Mom's
Yeah,
name.
I can't get a hold of anybody in the family this morning.
I think everybody kind of, well, my husband's here, so he can help me keep it all straight.
Okay, so that's
Candace. So here's what happened. And you'll see the bits and pieces of all
that's Dylan's mom that he's talking to. Sleuth Mom put this call out. That's why he's so pissed off, right?
He's kind of mix in. So the gun, the pressure wash truck, the gate, it all comes together. So here's what's gone on. There's a sheriff named, let me get his name before I start.
I know that, the Elko sheriff. I looked him up yesterday.
Okay, well, he knows all about this. So, and by the way, Blower has still never called me back to talk to me. Now, he's spoken with other people. He won't call me back. Okay. So here we go. You ready?
Yep.
Guy calls me last night. He's a real estate agent in town. I get a lot of goofy calls from crackheads and drug addicts and looky-loos. So here's what happens. This guy calls me last night. He says, listen, I don't know what it's going to help, but I want to help this family. He says, we got a lot of money. He goes, I have infrared goggles. I have night vision this. I have better stuff than the military has, and we use it for hunting out at night in those desert areas. He says, and I want to donate it to the family. So I put him in contact with your ex-husband. Tens of thousands of dollars worth of military equipment. This shit's unreal, almost like the Predator. So you can see people at night running around from miles up in the helicopter. And I says, well, who the fuck is running around in that desert at night between, 2 and 5 o'clock in the morning? Who the hell would do that? He didn't know, but it makes sense now. So he says what happened was him and his son and his group that they belong into a hunting club, would go out into those areas, all the areas where the boots have been found and where they found that one body and all those different areas on coyotes. It's a hunting club. Mm-hmm. It's a competition. They stopped doing it in the last couple of months because they were getting accosted by people in the desert. He would take his sons hunting. His kids are only like teenagers or younger. And they would go out there. We used to sleep on the stars in the back of the pickup truck. He goes, against the mob, we can't do that anymore. He says, a couple of months ago, we were in the desert. Your ex-husband heard the story. And he says, we were doing our hunting. And in the middle of nowhere, a guy comes up to our truck. And he says, we were miles away from anywhere. And it's 3 a.m. And he says, we have lights and guns and food and water and everything. And this guy comes out of nowhere behind a rock. He says, he scares the shit out of us. And he kept trying to get into our truck. He says, so what we did was we drive 100 yards, turn around, put our lights on him, and he would come after us. He said it was like the Terminator. And he says, finally, we gotten far enough away from the guy, put our spotlight on him. And he stopped and he started talking to us. And we said, how long have you been out here? Do you need help? And he says, I've been out here for almost 3 months. What are you doing out here? So they kind of get into an argument, and he threatens to kill the family right then and there. But then he tells the family, and he says, we're going to call the cops. We'll get you help out here, because they said there's no way he could have walked anywhere. He died. Mm-hmm. And he wouldn't take the help. And he kept trying to get into the back of the truck. Didn't seem like much at the time, okay? But this guy was armed out there. So it didn't seem to mean much at the time, but he kept chasing his family, asked his family a lot of questions. It was odd. So because their kids were so fucking freaked out about this, his children and his wife was with them too. I guess she hunts. These people are all rednecks. That they never went back. So he starts hearing about this story, the helicopters and everything. He calls me. He tells me all this. Guy calls me this morning, and he is very good friends with Kirk's sister. There's one sister in Kirk's family that's estranged from all of them. She's the black sheep. She actually just recently got married to a Vietnam veteran, so she must be a little bit older. And she has a little bit of a drinking problem, but she does not associate with the family. He knows her very well because this guy that called me this morning, which is a totally different guy than last night, owns a lot of cattle ranchers and property out there. He's a somebody, okay? So basically the reason he called me is some of his ranch hands and some of the people that he's been dealing with. He starts telling me a story about being out in the desert in the middle of the night and people confronting them. So he goes on to tell me that Kirk and Kirk's brother, the pedophile, possibly Kirk's son, and some other little people, as well as your son, as well as Dylan, are in a militia group. What they were doing at night is they were getting in their trucks and patrolling the areas with firearms to catch thieves. I think think this is why the other boy that's missing out there, who almost looks like your son, is dead. I think they got him. I think that's why he's missing.
So you're saying Dylan was in a militia group?
Well, I'm using the word militia, club, vigilantes. The sheriff there calls them a vigilante group. I call them a militia group, vigilantes. Let's just say that.
Okay.
So basically what happened was the reason your son wasn't coming back to his trip. Now, I'm going to wrap this all around, so just hear me out.
Okay.
See how
The gun wasn't there.
ignorant he
The gun comes
sounds?
back. The truck wasn't
so
there. The truck comes
stupid.
back licked clean, okay? The boots are in a different area, which I don't believe the blood on that boots is your son's. What this guy told me is they were out in the desert patrolling. The sheriff was made aware of this by a lot of people.
Hold on,
The guy
take
who
a
called me
pause.
last night was
Take a
accosted by one of the
pause.
guys in this group. The guy on the desert wasn't homeless. He was protecting his section and looking for people out in the middle of the desert. They were dropping people off. So let's say me, you, your husband on the phone right now, 10 of our buddies are all out there. We're going to catch these people, which is why they made Chase so much, which is because Chase was robbing these people. They were trying to catch Chase. And where does Chase end up?
Yeah, doesn't he sound suspect as fuck? What do you guys think? Okay, so what do you guys think so far? What do you think? Mind you, he's never been in the area. He's never been to Dylan's house. He's never been out to Utah where this took place. He has no fucking idea. He's telling the mom that it ain't even her son's blood. He doesn't even think that's his blood.
Right? How would he know that? Like they can. First of all, he sounds really nuts because it doesn't make any sense. First, he says that they're hunting, right? Then he says that he finds out they're actually in a militia group and they're out there looking for thieves. Well, I mean, if you were like patrolling around your land because there's been thievery and you're like, it's like security, that's not what a militia group is. A militia group is something very specific. Like a militia group is like a group that trains in case they want to rise up against the government.
Well, yeah, and that's what he was like. Are you saying Dylan is in a militia group? Is like his mom was like, are you kidding me right now? Like I think this phone call is what did it for her. She was done.
He sounds really like delusional or like on something. You know, when he's
and
like
NorCal says also, I'm sure there is some
I was
truth.
thinking the same thing. Like, I mean,
oh, go ahead.
he's
I'm
just,
sorry.
well, no, I mean, sorry, I'm having a coughing fit. Hold on.
Yeah, he just, I don't know. I feel like after this phone call, no wonder his mother got booted his ass. I would have fucking been done too.
Well, I mean, just even from the very short time I just read and some things and just like hearing him talk, I mean, he obviously just like doesn't, I mean, he just sounds like he thinks that he's just absolutely right. And also he's got this, like sort of like his delivery method, it seems to be like really, it's almost like he's like frantic, like he wants, like the way he's like the way he's delivering everything, it's like he's like on the edge of his seat and he's got something, you know, he's just like he's leaning forward, he's like talking fast, and he's just like he's got something that you can't miss, and you know, like
and he makes it sound like he's so interested, like he's got so much information, but really it's a whole bunch of word salad bullshit that doesn't mean shit, and it's a whole lot of accusations he's throwing out there. And I would be pissed.
Well, I mean, I think that sort of, it's not like in situations like this, in any situation where you're trying to emotionally appeal to, you know, people, especially when it comes to kids, you know, I think it's not just a lot of times it's not just what you're saying, it's how the information that you have is being delivered, and that really like I mean, it's that applies with, like you were talking about. I mean, yeah, you're totally right. He does remind me of someone else to know, but just basically in the way that he's like, I mean, I'm reading some of the things I've read that he's just like, everybody is saying his response is that he can do what he wants. And so he's obviously a guy, I mean, if it is in fact true that he has, you know, that he's operating, you know, he's quote working in the state of Mississippi. I mean, that's something that can be, well, I mean, how do people know that? Like, I mean, if he's getting paid, if he's offering services and getting paid, then he's got to be licensed with the state. I'm sure this has already been talked about. He's got to have some sort of like operating license, like a business license.
Well, that's what Queen showed before. He does have a name.
Okay. So he does. All right. So okay. So if he has a business license in the state of Mississippi, then yeah, I mean, if there are people that are looking into the Attorney General's office, I was going to say something else, but I kind of forgot what I was going to say in reference to that.
Were you going to say when he talked about the guy he met who has more infrared capabilities than the U.S. military, and it's like Predator? Okay.
No, but what are you going to say?
I mean, he jumped from what he taught. He started talking about that guy. This guy called me up. I think he's a crack addict, and he has all this military stuff, and he can see stuff in the desert at night. And then I asked him, "Why would you be in the desert at night?" And then he goes off on that whole other tangent, and he never even got back.
Okay. Well, if he has people that are just calling him up that are crack addicts, saying they've got infrared gear,
and then he believes them.
I can imagine he's probably hanging out I mean, that might be a good indication of like where he's at,
Yeah, I think that there's he seems excited in a certain way that
it's kind of like Tom Brokaw, or what's the on ABC, the what's his name, the news anchor that delivers the what's his name? I'm having a brain freeze. Anyway, he's like sitting there. It's like the world news, and he's like sitting there, like at his big desk.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about? And he's sort of like white knuckling, gripping the counter, and he's like, looking at you, and his eyebrows are a certain way, and he's like leaning forward, like, oh my God, like what I'm about to say is the most important thing that you are going to hear today.
It just sounds like the kind of thing that most people would hear at like 6 a.m. in the morning, like after a night of no sleep, and he's talking to the mother, like he's supposed to be giving like some official report, and she must have been, her stomach must have been just sinking in that moment.
Oh gosh. Oh, I'm sure. Oh, well, one thing, I mean, he could be reported to the Better Business Bureau. Well, no, I'm sorry. Not the Better Business Bureau, because that's a private entity. But the state,
I mean, I don't know I don't know if he's found out he's operating within. Okay, if you don't need a license, then what you're selling to the person is basically nothing, right? You're saying I can't guarantee you anything specific because I'm not a licensed whatever. I'm just, I'm a consultant or whatever. So if they pay him willingly, I don't know exactly what rules are there.
He can't be accused for operating without a business license if he's technically saying. Yeah. I mean, I would be curious to know. Oh, I know what I was going to say. I would be curious to know what address he has listed on his the address for his business that he's operating.
I think she said she sent it to you too. Hold on, I'll tell you what it is. It's Palm. Oh, actually, it's Florida. It's Palm Harbor, Florida. So this is in Florida. So he has a business, a registered business name. His PO. Wait a minute. Yeah, but okay, in Mississippi, right? Because I'm looking at this, and it's it's PO Jackson, Mississippi. So it's the Mississippi state attorney, but the name is Gulf Coast Investigations, and it operates out of Palm Harbor, Florida.
Could have been drugs or alcohol or something. I didn't know.
That's weird.
Yeah, I don't know enough about this kind of stuff, but
wait, I'll go look at it. I mean, I kind of do. So I mean, I'll go look at it.
Listen, some beach said his number was put on the original flyers and Facebook page.
Oh God!
And he's claiming he's going to sue the mother.
This poor woman.
Yeah, no shit. And then she's dealing with her missing son, hires a PI to help, and then all of a sudden, boom, this is what she gets to deal with.
What's today?
The 24th. 20. Oh, it's the
Thursday night, going
23rd.
into Friday morning.
Yeah, now it's the 24th.
I just saw. Excuse me, gosh. And I'm sorry again. I just saw a video where some lady, Oh, okay. It would have been. I guess it said May 25th, so I guess it would have been like a year ago. Okay, never mind. Some lady was like,
there's been
I
a lot
just
of people
hired
warning
him.
about this guy. A lot of people have been warning about this guy. You know what I mean? We just have been fine. Just why we do this, like just why we've been talking about it this little short time. We found all kinds of shit on it.
Oh yeah.
But
Wow.
Queen, are there like channels that are letting this guy come up and giving him a platform for this shit?
Well, yeah, Zop Girl did, and he went on. Well, Sleuth Mom played the call, the thing we're listening to right now. This is why he's so pissed and wants her name and information, because she put this call out. So now he feels like he needs to justify it.
Yeah.
So yeah, he started going on YouTube channels to start talking shit.
I would say, I mean, I would not be okay with like, they should not be allowing that one girl that we watch, a Zav girl. I don't know her, but she was looking very uncomfortable with what he was saying. So I don't know what her follow-up is going to be with him, but he should use his own, like, I hope nobody's like buying into that. And like, I hope he's exposed himself now and people don't want to have anything to do with him for this case.
Well, he's not, this won't last long.
You can pop this back on whenever you're ready.
He's not going to last long. He's going to, I mean, this spreads quick enough. I mean, there's enough nosy people. I mean, there's enough nosy people on the internet, because as soon as anybody sees a guy's name, I mean, you guys know how it is. We're all like this. Anybody that has any interest in, either like the personality that's one that's like, curious or nosy or, whatever, or, just, I mean, anybody who hears about a child missing or somebody missing and they see somebody involved in it, I mean, a lot of times you're just going to Google it. And as soon as you Google this guy, you're just seeing more and more stuff. So he's going to have to either just go away, or he's going to just, which sounds like he's kind of doing, just become like this renegade, I'm get like Jonathan Lee, whatever his name is, or Benny, like what?
Yes, I was gonna
crazy
say that's
people.
exactly what it reminds you. Like yes, like a missing person's advocate.
And like generally these are, let me guess,
That's
he
not
doesn't
really
have
an
a family.
advocate or a PI.
Let me guess. He doesn't have like is he married or have kids or anything?
We haven't got that far. This is all we really know about him so far. You know what I mean? Like we just got into this. Like and recently in the last couple, like the last week, got into this, started saving links and you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Looking into it, researching him, mainly him, Dylan too, of course, but this man is slandering mom like nonstop. Not cool. So
it also seems like, from what NorCal girl was saying, that he has been doing it for a while, Georgia. Like, I think he just zooms in, gets the money, and goes on. And he is still getting support. They say he's still getting support in chats and stuff. So, like, how there are people with like that army mindset. Like, once they think somebody's something good, nothing can change their mind. So
has he? Does he have any like?
No kids. They said they don't know if he's married, but he had tons of supporters in Zop Girl's chat.
Past success? I mean, is there any case that he says that he that can be verified?
Well, that's the thing. So I have to look into it, because somebody said that he helped find like a runaway teenage girl, like pointed the cops like where she was going to be, and that's like his big solving case. So I would want to verify that. But number two, that also does not you, a private investigator, make. But yeah, like I guess maybe he goes off of that.
He
or whatever.
Probably like accidentally saw her somewhere or knew somebody or something, and
it was a runaway.
Like
you know
turned
what I mean?
it in and realized, and maybe he saw how much recognition
that
he got, and then he thought, oh well, I can just go. I'm so good at this. I'm so great. I'm amazing.
I mean, finding a teenage runaway is a lot different than. Like, basically, he found out where she, like, it seems like what they're saying is, like, they found out where she was and who she had gone to and, like, where she was,
He's supposed to be playing
I
some
cannot
recorded
believe you
call
just
that
said
he
that.
got tomorrow at 8 o'clock. He's supposed to be playing a recorded call sometime tomorrow at 8 o'clock, I guess. That he recorded from the family who hired him from the or someone out of the family that said they want. Wouldn't you hire a PI that'd be like closer to you instead of just some rando that contacted you on the internet?
Or an actual
She
PI.
is gonna die when that. Oh my god! Do you know what the comment that was just made?
No.
Send Alyssa in.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh my god! No!
Whoever said who said
Oh,
that?
it's already been played. Okay, she said it was already played last night. All right, run this one. Let me finish listening to this one.
All right.
Yeah, I was gonna say I want to hear this real quick.
Okay, the one that I'm playing right now, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say I wanted to finish hearing him. Is he done already? Did he already rant off? He's done.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it now. But don't, you know what? Like, George, I know you're joking about Alyssa, but I don't think that the new Black Panther Party is laughing after she took them down. So.
Oh my god! I heard somebody talking about that the other day. Forget who it was. And I just giggled.
At night, there's a school teacher at a local school there that called the sheriff and knew about this. Now, she's a math teacher, and she basically called the sheriff, and people started making the sheriff aware, not because they didn't like these guys, but there's people out in the middle of the desert hunting. There's people out in the middle of the desert doing work. Maybe they got property, maybe they're camping, and they got these fucking loons who, by the way, are all liquored up. They're all drunk.
Come with us to a place.
He says they're drunk and all liquored up. Are you serious? He cannot be fucking serious.
They were always out there fucking looking for people stealing. That stuff was out there not because it was placed in rubber. It probably was out there because it was one of the areas your son was patrolling with these fucking morons. So what happens is, the good people are out there, like the real estate agent the night before, the guy that I talked to this morning, and now they're fucking afraid to go out. Their kids can't go four-wheeling when it gets dark because Kirk's got this band of fucking goons with your son out there. So what happens is they're out there. Something happens and your son gets shot. It was an accidental discharge. It was, a gun went off. I don't think it was a lover's quarrel. I don't think it was a fight. But
yeah,
that kid
here
got
he
shot
goes
out
with
there.
his
Either somebody
bullshit.
else shot him that they were chasing, or he was accidentally shot by.
He was shot, but there was only one speck of blood found.
Is he
one
serious?
tiny drop. How the fuck does that happen? Come on.
He just made up that this guy was shot, and he's blaming the kid and the kid's dad. I guess.
Yeah.
Wait, but seriously though, are we even surprised? Because, I mean, that's like literally like people that we're used to.
Yeah, wow.
He's been shot.
Come on, this is a different level. This is a whole nother level. I mean, this is crazy. And then he's talking about.
Yeah, he said he got paid, and he said the mom. Okay, so Candace, I'm sure after this call was like, okay, yeah, we're done.
She
and he's like,
no,
you're not. You're not done. You're not gonna fire me. You can be done working with me, but you're not gonna fire me. Psycho.
Oh my god.
Psycho.
Did you hear the guy was like?
Well, you know what? It's obvious from that post that I read. It's obvious that, like, I guarantee you, whoever
not fucking wanted.
Listen, no, it's obvious that family probably did some research or may, I don't know that it sounds like they may have had, like, because they were very specific and they said, no one in our family that like they were specific with their post and they were like, no one in our family hired him. We, we asked him not to talk about our family. Like, you know what I mean? Like, as if they were told.
Yeah. Or if he already started inserting himself like a little bit, like talking about it. But that, again, talk about jumps. He's talking a mile a minute. And he was like, there's a teacher. She teaches math. Your son was shot in the desert. Like, literally. Like, it was like a stream of consciousness.
Like, I mean, he is acting like he just either ate like a whole bottle of Adderall. Or
Don said, warning, nutcase. Nutcase, for real.
Or that he just went and, snorted some meth. I actually, believe it or not, I don't really know what the popular method of ingesting meth is. So it may be one of you
Well,
girls.
we got it on 1.5 speed. We do have it sped up, so he talks fast anyways.
Yeah.
They talk it faster in this because we speed it up. John said I take Adderall, but do you act like that? You don't do this shit kind of. You don't do this kind of shit.
He's also in the panhandle. He's also in the panhandle of Florida, which is literally
scandal.
But has his license out of Mississippi or Missouri or something like that, and they live in Utah. What the fuck is he doing?
The panhandle of Florida is like super. I think it's like a really high. There's like a lot of like crack and crack. I don't know. I really don't.
I mean, if we showed you, if you were here earlier, you would have seen like the terrain out there. It is so dry and like there's nothing around. Let me go. Let me see if I can go ahead and you can play this call. I'm gonna try to load the pictures up where it shows that where he was in the last place that he was found, where his boots were at.
By somebody in the bed of his truck. They bring the truck back. They pressure wash it. So nobody really knows when he went missing. I got people saying they saw him before and that he went missing way before. So you really don't know the last minute where he was seen. He walked out of the house at 5:30, but he died out there. And what they did was they hid his body not far from where another. So there's people they're finding dead. The 41-year-old guy was found dead, and they think he's been out there since January, right?
Mm-hmm.
How'd he die?
He died from the elements.
Okay. So there's also a bunch of other people that are being held up at gunpoint and people being shot out there in the middle of the night.
Oh
so
my
what they did was they came
God,
back. So the family goes into the trailer. Where's the gun? They bring the gun back.
What the
so
fuck?
They slowly bring a couple of things back to the house. So basically what they did was they tried to cover it up the best that they could. And it all has to do with this militia group that is out there. Now, was Kurt him in a relationship with some sort of degree? When I was
I would have a really hard time not saying something.
Psychologist, I think I said that right, maybe psychiatrist, I don't know. But he looks into this stuff with these kids. There's also a shitload of other people that have gone missing out there. So were they caught by these guys, by your sons? I don't want to say your son's little group, but by this vigilante group? I don't know. But there's another boy who looks just like your son, and you've been in contact with his mother called me. I've been dealing with her. And I looked into her case, and he went missing about 5 months ago. Right around the length of time that the 41-year-old guy in the desert that died of elements went missing and died.
He went missing.
It all starts to add up. These people are all thieves.
James, he went missing 5 weeks ago, not 5 months ago.
Excuse me, 5 weeks. So I apologize. The other guy went missing in January about 5 months ago, right? So if you look at this time frame, this has been going on for a while now.
Let me. I got what you're saying. Just let me tell you something. There's supposedly 2 other teenagers that went missing out there sometime in February that I cannot find any information on. Nobody will give me any information on these 2 teenagers. I can't find nothing.
The only cop you need to talk to, the only person you need to talk to is the one that will back this story up, which is the sheriff. The sheriff of Delco County. He's never mentioned this to you, that this is what they were doing late at night.
I will talk to the sheriff.
Right. Well, he was in charge of this investigation about the vigilante group.
Well, see if you could. I got a meeting with Elko today. See if you can find out anything on those other 2 teenagers that went. Well, they're late teens. I think one was 18 and one was 20, almost 20. But I can't find anything on them. And we had a local lady tell us, they went missing in February, and it's just been swept under the rug. There's got to be some sort of information on them somewhere. There has to be. I just can't find anything.
So were you ever told about this militia group before?
You can slow it down to 1.25 if you
His
need
daughter called me this morning, and we got into it pretty nasty. And I told her, I said, well, then have your, she said that her father never came out of the trailer and said what your ex-husband said. She said, that's total bullshit. And I told your ex-husband that, and he about went through the fucking roof because I think he's home now. And I said, she said he came out of the trailer and basically just reiterated what a psychic had told the family in Wisconsin or something. And I said, so if one knows about it, they all know about it. So they're all hiding it. So something happened with that militia group. They never mentioned the militia group, and they never mentioned the gay thing. So those 2 things have been hidden from the cops and were never mentioned to the cops until we kind of started pushing on that. So I'm telling you, those are the only 2 things to focus on here. Other missing kids in the desert and boots and watermelon rinds and all that bullshit is all great. You're never going to get anywhere with that. This all comes back to one human being and one guy. And it all comes back to Kirk. And the questions that he needs to admit is about the vigilante group that was out there patrolling. And when they went out there, and when I told his sisters, I said, okay, you want to clear your brother? He's not gay. He's not a murderer. He didn't have any ill will. Have him turn over his cell phone to the family.
I just have a question. Number one, I mean, this guy is really disturbing. It's really disturbing because even if he was right, which he's not, he's making this stuff up. When he says, it has nothing to do with this other stuff, forget about that. That's like the number one thing. Like even people who just watch cop shows or read articles know that that's like the number one thing that police cannot do is to focus on one theory. Also, especially a theory that you made up in your own brain. And here's this woman, she's asking him, I'm meeting with the cops. She's asking him, please look up about these other kids that went missing. She's like giving him a task. And he's like, no, like he just wants to talk about this. But who is Kurt exactly? Is that his dad?
I don't know who Kurt is yet.
We gotta figure that out.
That's the one who said, they said he was the pedo and the rapist or whatever. That's the two that he said they were.
Right.
But I don't know how he plays into this. I don't know who Kurt is. I think that's I want to say the friend. I don't know, but it says.
Wait,
okay,
you're
so
saying
Dylan's.
You're saying Kurt is a pedophile?
No, that's what that's what someone else said, but they said they could not find him in the registry, and I think Kurt and Don are the same person, but I could be wrong.
Who is it? His grandfather or father?
No, the grandfather passed away. Okay, the grandfather had a friend named Don, a best friend named Don, and Don did a lot of work on the farm. When Grandpa died, he gave the farm to Dylan. Dylan had the farm, and he still allowed Don to work there. He allowed him to stay working for him because that was Grandpa's best friend. Now, this is from my understanding. I could be wrong, but this is what I've gathered from it so far. Something about he was fired or let go like a week before this. He goes missing, and when his grandma can't get a hold of him, she calls Don and another guy named Jim, and they are the first two people to go look for him the first 2 days.
Okay.
So
I have a question. So
now they said, okay, if you look at the picture on the screen, it says Dylan's work truck, right? Dylan's grain truck over to the right with the red arrow.
Now, how
to
old
the
is
left,
Dylan?
Now it says where the boots were found. You see the little red arrow and how far away it is from where so that's where his grain truck was, and that's what he was in. That's what was power washed. I'm pretty sure that's what they're talking about. Now there was mud all over it, had rained or whatever, so the truck should not have been cleaned. It should not be cleaned. There was no reason to power wash it. And if you look at the arrow to the left, it says where the boots were found. So they found Dylan's work boots and one speck of blood next to it by that mound of dirt over there.
He's 19, Georgia.
And he's been working on this farm for a while.
A 19-year-old kid living out there by himself on that farm. It's like crazy.
Okay, so I have a question. So if so Dylan's mom and dad, where do they live?
Idaho.
On the farm with him?
No, that's in Utah. They live in Idaho. They live out of state. He moved out of state to go get this farm.
Okay, so he moved out of state to this farm that his grandfather left him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what were I mean,
okay,
I'm just
wait.
asking.
Grandpa just gave Dylan another $50,000. I don't think he's passed. Okay, I thought he passed away.
Okay.
Don worked on the farm. He got fired by Dylan, and about a month before he disappeared.
Okay.
Does NorCal? Do you know who Kurt is? The leader of the Midnight Desert Militia crew.
No.
Which, I mean, like, he's just like making so much stuff. The stuff he was just making a lot of stuff up.
Okay, let me ask you this. Well, okay. So Don, Don, who's the dad, right?
No, Don was the grandfather's friend.
Okay.
Who got fired by.
What's the dad's name?
I don't know. I haven't looked. I just found out about this during this live.
Okay. So would either Dylan's mother or father have any since he was 19? If he was, which is not that long after 18.
No, baby.
But would the mom or dad have anything to gain financially if their son was?
I don't know, but I don't think so because number one, NorCal Girl says Kurt's the guy who like owns a bar and grill because the PI has been convinced that the 19-year-old was having a gay affair with the 60-year-old man, Kurt. But as far as gaining money,
You know,
I'm
I
going
was
to
gonna say, it
say,
says, yeah, Kurt owns the bar and
Oh
grill.
my
He
God,
was man that is being accused of having an affair with Dylan. The PI is saying that Dylan, first of all, that he's saying that Dylan's gay. Then he's saying that Kurt is having an affair with this man, with, you know, that Dylan's having an affair with Kurt, that this is going on, and Kurt has all these guns and all this bullshit.
Oh God, I hope this guy doesn't ever cross paths with people we know.
I know. Well, I think that about money, I mean, I don't know, but like, let's think logically. He's a 19-year-old kid who had to take out like who had to get a $50,000 loan from his grandfather to help run this farm. So he doesn't have any money. Even if he had let's say a life insurance policy, he wasn't murdered. He's missing, right? So you can't collect on anything.
Well, right.
Missing.
But I mean, but it could be. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, you would have to wait.
I mean, that maybe they're just, you know, maybe they just, you know, I mean, some people kill some other people. I mean, eventually, I don't know.
Yeah, and I mean, they live really far away,
yeah.
you know. But then I don't know what Lana B said. Why did the mom make up a story about other missing young men? It sounded like she was saying that people up there were telling her, oh, there's other kids who went missing. But when she asked the police about it, they said they didn't have any cases.
Oh God, here we go.
Yeah, this sounds like this guy.
Kurt's brother Troy allegedly, the PI. Listen, the PI is saying Kurt's brother. You know, Kurt owns the bar. So
Right.
Kurt's brother Troy allegedly held 3 girls a hostage and tortured them in a shed.
Yeah,
Are you kidding me?
Okay,
that's very easy to look up.
So I know. So this sounds like this guy is once again banking on people who are too ignorant to actually fact check or do anything.
She said, finish the tape. She tells you. So
Okay.
yeah, finish the tape. It'll tell you. Okay, we'll finish listening.
Hold on.
Yeah, so I don't know.
That's what she hung up on me.
Okay.
So the only thing to focus on is that sheriff in Elko County asked him about the militia group, and that would make sense as to why they brought your son's truck back and pressure washed it. Now, where was it pressure washed? I don't know, but that would go along with what you said. If you see, you can kind of see the elements of this that all equal his disappearance.
Right.
Maybe he was winged out there and not killed, and they kind of, shit, what do we do? I don't know. But I'm telling you, it all goes through with him because his sister told me that he headed up your missing persons investigation. He was out there looking for him the most. And it's all a lie.
Who was out there? Who headed it up?
Kirk.
Oh, no, he came out one day was all.
Right. That's not what the family says. They said that the brother's not a registered sex offender, and he is in Idaho. They said so they're all liars, and I think that they were fucking around out there, and basically what these other people have said who aren't associated with the families, what I'm trying to relate to you.
Right. Okay.
And the fact that the police did not tell you that your son was in the truck with those guys over the last 6 months and doing that with them as part of an evening out, which might be the reason he was staying in some of those things because they would use that as a base camp and go from there and come back from there, is a disservice to your family because at worst case scenario, it's what they never told you. It should have been mentioned to you.
Okay. Okay, well, I will. I'm going to call. Katie actually tried to patch in, so I'm going to call and talk to her, and then I got to call Elko County anyway, so I'll talk to the sheriff.
When you talk to the sheriff, have me on the phone with you so I can go over this with him. Because if you talk to him, he's going to glaze over it. I just know too much about these people at this point not to talk. I've still never talked to the detective that interviewed Kirk. And he's talked to 10 other people that called me. He won't talk to me. That's interesting to me. I don't know why that is.
Okay. Okay, well, I will call. I'm going to reach out to the detective now. I'll reach out to Katie, and then I'll rope back around to you.
All right, I'm here.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Why am I getting Ernie Shell vibes?
Well, that's what I was trying to get on these other 2 kids that were missing that don't exist. But here's the thing. I gotta call JR and get him over for this. Here's the thing. I pushed him last and oops.
Vimeo has become part of Mighty Oak's everyday processes. We are using Vimeo links on our website.
Talking to him, but I need to just say what he's gonna say. I can't imagine.
Okay, I got all 3 of you.
Yep.
So there's where Dylan was living, okay? There's where his trailer was at and where he was living. That's what it looks like. There's where he was living. So you see how remote it is.
Just wind.
Okay, we there?
Yep.
Okay, we've got Karen and Katie too, James.
Okay, first of all, we got to get the elephant in the room out of here. Why am I not hearing from you guys anymore? Why can't I get a hold of you for the last 2 weeks?
You have not tried to contact me.
I've left voicemails with your sister. I've touched breast to Justin. In fact, your mom called me 4 days ago and said she didn't know why nobody would talk to me or call me. So you guys have not reached out to me.
You haven't reached out. Okay, well, you told us when you had information, you would call us. And I.
Okay. So how about everybody else on the phone?
James, this is Katie. This is Katie. I'll just speak for myself. I've got to protect my own little family here. We've already been through massive trauma, me and my own little family. And I'm also working closely with Candace, and she's going kind of a different direction. So I'm trying to respect that. But you were more than welcome to get in touch with my mom, and I think that you did. So I don't have a problem here.
Okay, so why didn't you return? I left messages for you, right? I mean, you obviously got those. And
Yeah.
You're the one that hired me.
Well, and I talked to my mom, and they're the ones that hired you. And I talked to my mom, and she talked to you. So I figured that she was in contact with you.
They talked to me one time because they hadn't heard from anybody. I mean, if you guys, if there's some sort of an issue here, please let me know what it is so I can work through it with you.
You're not
very blunt on this conversation. It might offend you guys. You guys have been doing this your way, and you don't have squat. And I've got stuff here that I can't believe that you guys won't talk to me about. I've finally talked to the police, which have called you guys liars.
This is when she had told him they didn't want to work with him anymore, so they stopped contacting him. They didn't tell him any information. They wouldn't tell him any information. So here's where he starts getting really nasty, okay?
Okay, so I just have a question. Before, when we were listening and we thought that he was talking to the mom, Candy, are we sure, Candace, are we sure about that? Or was he talking to this?
Yeah, because he says your son.
Right,
so,
okay.
Yeah, it's on. Okay, so listen, the video that we're listening to right now is on Sleuth Mom's channel. You can go right to Sleuth Mom's channel and watch it yourself.
And then the person they're talking to, Katie, I guess this is the aunt.
And NorCal says this call is horrific. So trigger warning here on this one too, y'all. Be ready.
He's like really scary. He's like, they seem like they're just so scared they don't even know what to do to get rid of him. They're just like trying to get him to, leave them alone. All right, let me finish it.
I've talked to every police enforcement officer that's worked with you, with the exception of the sheriff of Elko County, which is scared to death of me. And this also involves other people. So I'm not sure where we're at with this. I hope we're all on the same team. For example, why would he call you a liar? Why did he call the family a liar? When I talked to that one, who was the police officer that was supposed to interview, just so I make sure I have it right here, and then we'll get off this subject, I promise. And I'm going to give you the information I think you guys must have. Who was the police officer that was supposed to have interviewed Kurt? Told you he interviewed Kurt, and then when I talked to Kurt, told you that was a lie, and he's like, oh yeah, we never interviewed him. Who was that guy?
That was on, gosh,
I think it was
2 weeks ago, Thursday.
Was it Fisher? Blower?
Fisher was in the meeting.
It was Blower, Candace. Blower.
Yeah,
Okay, Blower.
Yeah.
Okay, I told Blower that story, and he says, you guys are totally full of shit. He says there was never any conversation with him. There was never any, hey, because I said, well, Mr. Blower, or Detective Blower, whatever his name is, if I offended you by talking to Kurt and telling the family that you didn't interview him, that's not my fault. I says, if you told that family you interviewed him, and I interviewed him first, and you got caught in some sort of a lie or miscommunication, what the hell are you talking about? Because I never had a conversation with anybody about me not interviewing them. He says, we never said that we interviewed him when we didn't. I mean, if I didn't know better, and I believe you guys, if I didn't know better, I think you're all batshit crazy. And him and I went over that. We went round and round. I got a threatening phone call from an Elko cop pretty much telling me to butt out or else. And I said, or else what? The fuck you gonna do? They have a sheriff there. So are we all aware of the militia group? And I told Justin about this. Are we all aware of the group that your son was part of in the middle of the night that was going around policing the area against theft? Are we aware of that?
How can you verify he was part of it?
How can I verify that? Because I've spoken with 3 people that saw the group. There's a school teacher in town. The sheriff of Elko, who's got some sort of an indigenous name, a Mexican name, knows well about this. Ty knows about this. Justin, have you filled them in on Ty?
Yeah, Ty's the guy from Wells. His wife has cancer.
Yeah, he knows about the group. He knows that he was involved in it. It's a reason he wasn't coming back to the house and sleeping. It makes sense. Now, was I there? No. But as long as we're all aware of that. So here's which.
We don't always know how long we have to be together with the ones we love. So, with the time that we've
just happened about 2 hours ago. A woman called me, and I've got her name and everything. And depending on how this will go, you guys tell me what to do with it. But a woman called me about an hour and a half ago, okay? She told me they have 35 legitimate residents, so less than 200. I mean, I've been on football teams with more. So here's the deal. Someone calls me crying, like I said, 90 minutes ago. She says that when an elderly person or a child is sexually or physically abused, she works for the state and she goes in and she talks with them. If they're neglected, if somebody leaves an old person with diapers on and doesn't deal with them, there must be the 200 people that live in that town. I would say probably 140 of them have to be living in sheds She explained to me that these people have no running water, that they have no toilets, that they don't have any way to cook food, and they're living in sheds, which is what she described. Now, I looked her up. She did work for the state. She's 100% legit, no criminal record. And I'm going to get her over to you guys, but she didn't know who to call. She tried to call the police. She tried to call this number. There must be 15 numbers on the Facebook page until she finally reached me. And she says, I don't know what to do. I says, well, tell me your story. She says, today there was a guy who lives in that area. He lives in a shelter, in a shanty, in some sort of a shed. And he was so full of shit and piss in his own chair and his diapers that they called out her group. So they call out these victim rights advocates, and they come out there like they would for an abused housewife. They come out there with the police. This guy's in his 70s. He's bed sore, as bad as you could possibly imagine. So she gets called out there with the nurses and everybody to go out there. When she goes out there, this guy is talking about Dylan Rounds. Guess who his buddy is? Troy Wadsworth. So this girl doesn't follow the story, doesn't know Dylan Rounds, couldn't care a shit less what goes on in the media, and she's sitting here this morning listening to this elderly man in his own feces because he's a registered sex offender. She doesn't want to have to help him, but she has to because her job dictates, because he's an elderly person that's been neglected in this shed, which, by the way, he doesn't own. It's owned by somebody else. That this Hornbeck fella, she has to go out there and find out why he's being treated the way that he is. And all he wants to talk about is Dylan Rounds. And they did the same thing to Dylan Rounds that they did to those three women. And I says, ma'am, you got to tell me who these three women are. So Troy Wadsworth in 2018 had a steady girlfriend for quite some period of time. I think he dated her for, several years. He had locked her in a shed. The shed was in the middle of nowhere. She wasn't allowed to leave. He also made her, now, when I got a phone call from Kurt's, I believe it was either his sister or his daughter, whoever the one is whose husband badmouthed me on Facebook, which I still haven't seen. She told me, I says, well, isn't your uncle a registered sex offender? And she said, no, he's not. It was just some stuff where he was talking to some girls from out of state online. That's about 5% of the story. So what happened with Troy Wadsworth is Troy Wadsworth had one of these sheds like this old man is in. And this old man knows him because they're both registered sex offenders. So what happened was Troy Wadsworth had this girlfriend that he locked in that shed for the last 2 years of their relationship. She wasn't allowed to leave. In there. He would give her jugs of water. Now this goes back to what Justin says about him coming out and talking about water. And what he would do is if they did not do, excuse me, Kurt, what Kurt said to Justin.
Talking about him shitting himself and they're just giving him just enough water.
Okay, so just enough water. So this is why this story resonates with a nurse that has no idea about anything.
Are you kidding?
What he would do is he would bring out jugs of water to this girlfriend of his, this Troy.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
I keep feeling like he's getting to the point where he's going to tell us that it's like there's lizard people living underneath the desert, and that the lizard people came out and brought them to some sort of underground world that they live in. Because
but why would you be talking to his mother? I mean, seriously,
this guy's insane.
If you really thought all this, why not call the police and talk to the police about it?
He has not, even if you think about it, he hasn't even laid out his theory correctly. He's literally like rambling and telling these crazy stories with these like insane tangents. And I can't even imagine what it would have been like for this woman to have to listen to this phone call. Like that's terrifying, but he's so out there. This is crazy. Maybe the police are the lizard people. That's probably is. He keeps talking about who is that Elko sheriff. He has some sort of Mexican name. He has some sort of indigenous name. Like he keeps referring to that. I'm like, you don't even know the name of the sheriff.
You see how he words shit? Like he's very.
Well,
you can roll. I can't believe him. I can't believe this shit.
And basically, he says that the cops are telling him to stop.
This Troy Wadsworth guy, he would bring out these jugs of water to this chained up woman, and he would put it on a stand. He would, if she didn't do things sexually for him that also involved other women and other men, he would poke holes in the water. Now, this is all documented through the fucking cops there. If the cops tell you they don't know about this story, they're fucking lying. And I am trying desperately with every favor I can to get copies of this paperwork. So when these cops tell you that this is bullshit from a private investigator 5 states away, you can show it to them because they're all fucking lying to you.
Oh, it is.
So he would poke holes in the water and let the water run and would leave her out there for increments of 3 to 5 days. Finally, he got sick of her and he says, I will let you go if you contact 2 other women or another woman or another guy and get them to come to the trailer. His girlfriend at the time, who I believe his name was, that's where he got in trouble online. It was the only charge as a registered sex offender he ever occurred. So what he did was he made his girlfriend contact these women, and they got 2 women who were in an abusive situation to come. One was a mother, one was a daughter. The daughter was underage, the mother was of age. Now he's got captive 3 women in this shed. He kept the 2 women and the little girl for 4 months together until the mother of the girl, not his girlfriend, and I'll give you their names and everything here in a minute, ran away and went to the post office. Is there a post office in that town, a small little post office?
Yeah.
That house, so wherever his shed is was close enough to that post office. I don't know the town. When she got to the post office, they contacted child services and several people, and that's when the cops came. And she was so terrified of this man. Now I says, well, where was her family? Where was her parents? Where was this little girl's parents? They had nobody that would be missing them. The problem here is Dylan Rounds has people that are missing him. So they come up with this story. The sheriff's department gets in the car. They go to the fucking shed. There's the woman. They get her out of the shed. Troy Wadsworth is nowhere to be found. So they get the story, but the 3 women are so terrified from what they've gone on through. The only thing they can charge Troy Wadsworth with is getting that little girl to come across state lines to stay in the shed. They wouldn't show up for court. They wouldn't press charges. And all the police have are 3 disheveled women, by the way, barefoot. So what they say he does, and this resonates with your son, is he makes you take off your shoes. If he puts you in a shed and he keeps you captive, he pokes holes in the water. He makes sure that the only way that you can have anything to do with him is when the water runs out, they've got to constantly go back. It's kind of like almost like an hourglass. The other thing he does is, go ahead.
Shed here in town.
Well, I don't know where the shed is, but where the cops
what he's telling her. Her son is
and
and this is what he's filling her head full of. Like, seriously, her son is fucking missing, and this is the shit he's talking about. Can you imagine? Listen, this would make me physically puke. This would make me sick.
I think that I have to think, I'm like very upset right now. Like, I have to think the only reason they're still on the phone with him is because they were recording this for a reason. Because
yes,
they already knew. But not only has he made he's like writing a screenplay, basically. He's writing a screenplay about like this bizarre serial killer who lives out in the desert and puts people in sheds and makes them take off their shoes and like withhold water and then kills them for some sort of sex reason. And he's saying this as a theory to the woman whose son is missing. I mean, this is out there.
Oh God, NorCal said it gets worse.
Okay, I'm gonna keep playing it.
Oh God, this is awful.
Escape. They used to do that in Vietnam, my father said. When they would capture soldiers, they would take their shoes because you don't have shoes, you can't walk through the jungle. Now, I don't know what it's like out there, and I got to imagine, but when that woman made it to the post office, her feet were so tore up, she had to go to the hospital. So she just grinned it and bared it and ran. So this is what he was busted for. Now, his brother was his helper. They don't believe this ever stopped. This has been going on. So I believe, and this is kind of a distant thing, that it might have even something to do with the other boy that's missing out there. I think they might have come upon him late at night. I think they got him too. So this is one of 2 things. This is either has something to do with a discharged firearm, which would explain why they did the car, or maybe one of both. You know, maybe they had him out there for a while because nobody really knows when he went missing. So she's texting me right now all the information on these cases. Here's the problem. She will lose her nursing license. She violates every HIPAA law that's out there, but she is so distraught by this that she goes, I had to call somebody. She goes, I don't know what to do. I says, can you get me? I says, where are those 3 women at now? She goes, well, 2 of them changed their names and moved out of town. And the other one moved away from town, but is still somewhat in the area. She goes, they were so scared of these Wadsworths. I says, can you get me on the phone with those 3 women? I want these women to tell me and this family the story of how they were held captive by Troy and his brother. And she says she'll have them on the phone with me tonight. The problem is I can't get a hold of you folks to get you on the phone with these people so that you can track this down, because I think that this is your best bet if he is still alive. The problem here is this comes down to 2 people, and I've been through them all, guys. This is the last thing I'm going to say. This isn't helicopters. This isn't on horseback. This isn't rednecks with shotguns. This isn't going to people's house. This involves 2 people. That guy's arm should have had photographs taken of it 2 weeks ago. Why somebody won't go up to him and say, Troy, let me see your fucking arm. Take out their cell phone and bing, ding, 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 ding is beyond me. The other thing that should have been done 2 weeks ago is somebody should have went up to Kurt and said, Kurt, I need your cell phone. And I talked to the police about this. They gave me every excuse. Let me see your cell phone. If Kurt doesn't have anything wrong or anything nasty with your son, then all the text messages from the last 2 years or however long they've known each other should be on there. If he's deleted that phone and wiped it, well, then he's hiding something, and those things can be taken into account and later picked up. They can be found again. If all of the text messages are on there, it would be pretty interesting to see what their communication was like over the last 2 years. If in the last 2 years, as I told the detective, they go, well, that's not a crime. They go, he doesn't have to turn over his phone. No, but you can ask about it. He goes, well, I'm 300 miles away. I said, I'll tell you what. I will hire a drive service to come over there and pick him up and take him, put him in a hotel, and bring him back the next day. They wouldn't do it. The cops wouldn't do it. Kurt was probably willing to do that. And if he wasn't, it would be interesting to hear him decline. If Kurt will not show you his cell phone and his 2 years or however long of text messages with your son, then there's a problem. Okay, then there's a massive problem. And like I told the cops, I go, well, what would be the crime? Let's say there's a bunch of text messages. If he said something to that boy 2 years ago that you look hot in those pants, or I'd like you to suck my cock, or have you ever been with an older man? That's a fucking crime. Because he's 17. They can arrest him on the spot if he's got text messages to a 17-year-old boy that are lewd, whether anything happened or not. Okay, I said, well, we heard today through Justin that he does have scratches on his arm. Have you been down there? No, it's too far. I said, well, why don't you call somebody from Elko and have Elko go do it? Well, it's not Elko, it's these guys. It's not these guys, it's these guys. And they said, well, we were also told not to deal with the private investigator. I said, by whom? Who told you that? They won't tell me. So somebody in the family told them not to deal with me. I don't know who that is. That might just be another lie or an excuse, but I haven't heard from anybody. So no matter what's going on here, no matter what the scenario is, it involves two people and two bits of evidence. That scratched up, clawed up arm and that cell phone. And if I don't care how many helicopters or horsebacks or searches you do, the only two things you need to search are that arm and that cell phone, and this will tell you exactly what happened. Because if they deny you that, then that's where we're at. Now I got to, then what? So what? Take me through the scenario. He says, no, I'm not showing you my phone. Well, then you tell me how that goes. I could tell you what I'd do. You know, I could tell you what that would tell me. You know, he thinks you're his buddy. I'm sorry? No, I would ask him, I'd say, hey, you know, Kurt, listen, because by the way, Kurt's family's reached out to me several times. They call me all the time to tell me what a fucking great guy he is. And every time they call me, I says, why don't you have me tell him this, let me see his cell phone. Let's go on FaceTime, let me look through his text messages. Bang, they'll hang up, and then somebody's husband goes on and badmouths me on Facebook. I don't get on Facebook and do that kind of shit because that's not what this is about. So this is very simple. Kurt may be your friend as long as you allow him to be. I think you're to the
beat the shit out of him.
I'm sorry?
I threatened to beat the shit out of him when he asked me why we followed Troy out of town. So
well, let me ask you this. What about his cell phone? Will he show you his cell phone?
I doubt it. I bet he won't even talk to me. He won't even come close to me.
How about the sheriff's department there? Will they ask for his cell phone?
They're not here.
There's no local police in town?
Oh. No. Not at all.
If the police contacted me right now, I can tell them that I have a tip that he was talking lewd to a minor 2 years ago. That's within the statute of limitations. We've got him 5 ways on Sunday.
So why don't we have the police call you and you tell them you have a tip?
I've got 10 tips. They won't get on the phone with me because somebody from the family told them not to deal with the private investigator anymore.
Are you talking about Elko or Box Elder?
All of them. All of them. I've spoken with all of them. In fact, the call that I got from the only one that ever called me was a sheriff's officer in Elko, and he was pissed. And his exact words were, you're telling the family that these two missing boys are connected, Aiden and Dylan. And I says, no, I didn't. I said there's similarities, not that they're connected. There's also a guy for the Department of Transportation who says that he saw that boy Aiden on the side of the road. As soon as I try, now his wife I've spoken to 15 times. But his shoes were off. See, there's something to do with it. There's too many similarities amongst these people that are missing.
Hey, I'm going to stop you right there.
Sure.
If you actually followed that case of what was going on, they tracked him with his shoes off, with his shoes on. He kept taking them off, and then they would see where he sat down in the dirt, and he put them back on. There's no similarity with him taking off his shoes and putting them back on. He would come to a road, he would take them off and cross the road, and he would sit down and put them back on. There's no similarity.
So you're the one that's been talking to his mom about me?
No, I haven't talked to his mom anything about you.
Have you spoken to his mom?
Yeah, I spoke to her mom, but it had nothing to do with you.
His mom is full of shit. First of all, she just got out of a mental facility the last 4 days. Just got off the phone with her.
Hang on. We're going to go back to the subject. Either we have information, you get us these people's number, we reach out to them, or the conversation's over, because we can talk circles for hours. We've been doing that for 2 weeks. We need to
You know, ma'am, the only one that's been talking in circles is you. You're the only one that's been talking in circles.
Okay, time out.
I'm telling you to look at the cell phone and
I just want to make sure this for clarification. This is them talking about the other missing boy.
Right.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Right.
The female voice, I believe, is either Dylan's mother or Dylan's aunt.
I think, yeah, I have to. It sounds like maybe there was it sounds like they have the whole family there.
I feel like it's mom, sister, husband. I feel like they're all there talking to the PI on the phone.
Yeah.
And I feel like Candace at that point had to walk away. She couldn't take it.
Right. And
I don't blame her. It makes me sick to even listen to this.
Right. And I think that was a new woman who came in. And when he's like, so you're the person who's been, so basically I'm pretty sure it seems like since they've been avoiding him, that this guy went off the rails really fast and was basically causing a lot of problems,
Yeah.
harassing people, stalking, and they weren't talking to him. And I think they allowed this call to come through and allowed him to say everything because they were recording it. Because I think that they were just trying to extricate.
Well, yeah, they were trying to obviously show his true colors because I'm sure he's been taunting them this whole time. I mean, he said he's been blowing the phones up. They wouldn't answer. He said they called the police department and they wouldn't talk to him. He said that the family members wouldn't speak to him and told people not to speak to him. The family told the police not to speak with him, and he got pissed.
And
He's like, "Who told you that?"
Right. So I think that they're recording this for the for the police too, right? Like to protect themselves.
Yeah, and matter of fact, he just doxed Sleuth Mom. So, yep, he got it. He got her name, and he doxed her just now. Yep.
Is she live right now? Where does he?
No, I'll send you the thing. Hold on, go ahead and play this. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
And no, he's not licensed that we're aware of. Souls, no.
No, he doesn't have to be in the states that he operates in.
And to look at that guy's arm, and you guys are doing podcasts.
You said you had people's information. Give it.
I looked at his arm and I told the sheriff to look at his arm.
Did you take a picture of his arm,
The
Justin?
day before No, I didn't.
Why not?
Because I was recording what he was saying to me, I think.
Are these people scaring you guys? Are they that scary out there? Are you afraid to I mean, I don't think Justin is, but everybody else in that town seems to be terrified of these folks.
Justin, did you see scratches when you looked at his arm?
Yes, I did, and I told him.
Okay, there you go. That's your son's fucking fingernails. I mean, Jesus Christ, guys. I mean, where else did he get them from?
Do not tell us that is our son's fingernails because
It's your son's fingernails, ma'am. You need to get your head out of your ass.
I am done with this call. I am done.
Good. Go back to your fucking podcast then.
Let me call him. Hang on, Candace gonna call me. I'm sure she is.
Well, that was the worst thing I ever heard in my entire life.
Yeah.
She finally cracks, as she's obviously known he was full of shit the entire time, was letting him talk, I think. And she finally cracks, says, "Don't tell me that's my son's fingernails on the man." And he literally is, this guy is criminally insane. I'm sorry. Like that, this is beyond.
Yeah, this is not okay. This is not okay. Like I said, we need to do a deep ass dive and yeah, this is definitely, look, NorCal said, y'all, this is why I'm so fired up. I was like, she's like, have you heard any of this? Have you seen this? And I was like, I started listening and I'm like, oh my God, no, I have not. No, I have not. This is not okay at all by any means, for any reason. This is some bullshit. So, yeah. And I don't feel that Dylan's mom deserves this at all in the least bit.
No human being in the world deserves that. Like, holy where did he like you said he doxed that other creator? Like, what's his platform? Does he put stuff out on Facebook, or does he have his own YouTube channel, community tab? Like,
yeah, and when you heard him say he's 5 states away. So what are you going to do over the phone? Really? You're talking all this shit to them over the phone? You're not even there. You're not aware of any of these people. You don't even know these people. Never even met any of these people face to face. But you sure got a mouthful about all of them.
he was on another channel.
Which one is it? Send me the link real fast.
Okay.
Oh, she said I sent Queen the clip. Okay, let me go get it.
So Lana, what he's saying is that this guy Kurt, who's the owner of the bar and grill, he's saying that he had scratches, that they saw scratches. He wants the police to look for scratches. He said, I did see some scratches. And then he's like, that was, your kid's fingernails or whatever.
Okay, I sent you the clip. Okay. And then the clip's already sped up, so you ain't got to speed it up anymore. It's good to go.
Okay.
I cannot believe this. Look, I believe that's why he's so pissed off, because that call got out, and now that call's out, obviously it shows who he really is. Because I don't think this is the first family that he's done this to.
All right, let me see if this works. Because I know sometimes, last time I did the video file, there was something different about the audio. Let me see. Okay. Do you see that, Queen? Is that to be let in? Okay.
It should be coming up. It just let me put it on, so. John said, picture me saying, what the hell? What the hell? Yeah, this is sad. I can't even believe that this is very sad. This is very sickening. I cannot believe that he even said half a fraction of the shit he said. This ain't playing, so I don't know what's going on with it. It's just a black screen. I'm gonna try it again.
No, I have it. I'm just trying to play it as a video file, but I think I'm just gonna play it in a different way. Let me see if I just play it as my screen.
I was gonna say I can just play it from the different phone if you need to where you can just hear it. But this is him on another channel, so.
Okay, try to
I think I might be able to. I was gonna say I think I might be able to play it on here on mine if it doesn't work for yours. It's pulling up on mine right now, so.
I'm out.
And that's the only reason. Everybody wants to know why I'm in a sleuth mom shit. Okay, and let me tell you why. Okay, it's not the defamation of my business. If you look me up and people have found me, if you go to jimterryfootball.com, you'll see me on ESPN, you'll see me my football career, you'll see me on Howard Stern. I've done all that shit, right? I got a background in radio. I got a background. You can tell I can talk forever. Sleuth mom took a conversation given by the mom, and the only reason I'm irritated about it is in it I talk about this social worker nurse that took care of 3 women that were contained, 3 women that were raped, and they played that. Now, I had 50 conversations with these people, and I don't care who records me. That's why I don't give a shit. The irritating part in that is this woman has jumped her channel hundreds of numbers. Because with anonymity, she does not show her face. She does not have a phone number, but we kind of know who she is now. We know who her husband is. We know who her son is. There's about 8 of them that run these chat rooms. So the majority of the people in these chat rooms when I go on are all from one family that comes from Sleuth Mom, which some of them live out in that area. They are the contact for a lot of these other YouTube content people out there. So the reason I want to find out who she is because she's a public figure. Sleuth Mom is no different than Hulk Hogan. I can come out and tell you right now, Hulk Hogan's name is Terry Bollea. His fucking real name is not Hulk Hogan, okay? Yeah. Sleuth Mom's name is not Sleuth Mom. And the reason that this is important is because I think if you're going to make accusations, if you're going to put private phone calls, people are like, well, how could Jim Terry, the private investigator, go public with this information? The parents put this information out there. They're the ones that gave it to Sleuth Mom and let her run with it to bust her channel up. And I see these donations, $15, $25, $6. There was a show I went on the other day. I was on for 7 minutes. They made $500.
Oh, wow.
I didn't even know what it was. It was a tarot card reader. I thought it was somebody that was with somebody else. So I understand what's going on here, okay? So the reason I want Sleuth Mom's information out there is I want her anonymity gone, and I want an attorney to contact her with a cease and desist order because the only reason these people are tough is because you can't see them. They're hiding behind emojis. Does that make sense?
Yeah, let's not worry about Sleuth Mom right now, but I wanted to say that the man that you spoke about, we're going to show him because we have found him.
And this is the private call that was out. This man is about it. Show, I've never seen his photograph.
Well, we're going to do it after the call.
Okay. So I'll let you guys do this. I'm going to get off. I'm going to plug my...
Wow, you see what I mean? What the fuck? Okay, hold on. Cassie said, hold on. He just ended a live on another channel. He said he just got another case. He doesn't think he will be doing this case anymore unless he comes back to it. Yeah, I bet not. Oh, I bet not, because he made a damn absolute fool of himself in the first couple weeks. Oh, Sun Beach said, yeah, wait till the end. He sexualizes the top left. Are you serious? Money, money, money. That's what it is. See, I don't know, but he just was talking about clip. Something about.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I agree. I think it's more than money. Like, yes, he is grifting money off these people, but if you really wanted to make this a scam that worked good, you went in, you hit as many families as possible, you would want to stay below the radar. What he's doing, obviously he's about money, but what he's doing now, like that's about hate. Like he hates these people because they hurt his ego, right? I mean, or this sleuth girl, right? He's not getting anything out of going after them. In fact, it would hurt his grift or his scam really as he does this, but he does it anyway. It seems like he's just one of those people who wants to hurt and destroy anybody who hurts his ego, and he's trying to get money.
Yeah, see, some beat said it's sickening what this dude is doing. I can't believe this shit, man. I cannot fucking believe this shit.
they should have dropped him. I mean, I don't know those creators at all, so I don't know whatever. But I mean, when somebody's literally saying like, I'm about to dox somebody, and I like, you should drop them off the channel. Like how do people not know these are the basic rules? You can't let somebody go live on your platform saying stuff like that.
I just sent you a couple of links. There's one that says he's talking to, where he's talking to the mom. I think we already played that call, so I think that one's already done. The second clip I sent was, or the second one I sent, the link or whatever I sent was something else. I can't remember, but the third one I sent was where he found that girl on Doug. No thanks. That one you will have to speed up and shit, because I don't know how he does on strikes and all that shit. But I mean, if you want to pop it on and play a few minutes of it or whatever, we just make sure we have to talk. We have to talk over it. So, or you have to pause it every, you know. Has he already been paid? Just the truth. He says he has been. He said that he has already been paid, and he's not gonna. They might have fired him, but he said he's not. He's just done working with them. He doesn't get fired.
Mm-hmm.
I can't fucking believe he said. Who says that?
I don't know.
Who the fuck says that? No.
Somebody who's like, you know, so incredibly narcissistic that he cannot deal with his ego being hurt in any way. I have it in the back, but it's long. Do you know like about when he talks about it? It's like an hour and a half.
Yeah, I don't. You're just gonna have to like skip right into it real quick and define it. You know what I mean? Like this is his. It's like right at the beginning, I think. I don't know. I'm gonna send you the one that we just the clip we just watched. I'm gonna send you the live that it was from tonight. The one that we just the clip I just played. I just sent you the link to the entire live. But you can fast forward to this. Doug. No thanks. Okay, here he is from the girl he found that was missing.
Her mental health or situation. We don't know all the aspects. All we know is there's athletes involved, celebrities involved.
Sure.
A long list of
you have to speed it up and shit. That way it's played, you know what I mean, at a faster speed, and we have to still talk over it.
And his basketball team, to McKinney and his basketball team, to where possibly that could have been a solving factor. Do you want to get into where we were when we picked up this news from this morning?
He's got his phone number at the bottom still. Look at his name and his phone number.
Hired by Lance Nelson, the father of Michaela Nelson, 16 days in her disappearance. And
Michaela
I was real
Nelson.
skeptical about the vehicle. She had gone missing. We don't need to get the whole backstory. If you followed it, you know exactly where this is going. 26-year-old, divorced.
Okay, 26-year-old divorced missing girl that he found, right? This is the one he found.
Social media platforms, and very attractive girl, probably a 9 on a scale of 1 to 10.
Oh, wow.
Right. So
listen to him.
She had a lifestyle her family was not aware of. The family hired me, and I started looking into this partner, and her background and her history did not blend well with the most recent friends that she had made, and probably about the last 7 months of her life. It was a whirlwind, a totally new group of friends, a totally new type of lifestyle. So I had to dig all that up. As a private investigator, when you look at a case of missing persons, most of the stuff that leads you to that person happens.
This is 6 months ago. 6 months ago, he's acting the same. I feel like he's not changed. Do you think? Has he changed from this case to this one?
Well, no, but he also, first of all, that was disgusting when he was rating her out of a 10.
Right.
And then he said she's a 26-year-old who was missing for 16 days. And eventually I don't know if she was ever an official. I'm getting the feeling that she probably might not have been.
No, I lied. Lied. Because please help me. Facebook said the runaway girl he helped find was 16. This girl ain't so this is a different case then. This is something totally different.
Well,
okay, but anyways, this shows him on there 6 months talking about another missing girl, rating her from 1 to 10. That's still disgusting as hell, and that's all I need to see on that one.
Yeah.
But the one he did tonight, the one he just got off of a few minutes ago, was the one I just sent you. So that's the one, the little clip I just played about the super chats and money this and money that, and he's, they said he hates YouTubers.
All right. Well, hold on 1 second.
Shit, his ass is all over the place. Damn, how many channels he went on? Like 4 or 5 now.
I feel like I'm getting so many ads tonight
He's
as I'm watching.
burning out. Like, oh shit, crazy how Saloon said I got it. He's JLR's brother. Seems like it. Shit. He just does whatever the fuck he wants, just rambles off with whatever fucking story he comes up with. That's a bunch of bullshit. I would be hot if I was Candace right now.
Wait a minute. The one you just sent me, the one that says that was 2 hours ago, says shocking new details.
Yeah, that's the one that the one he just said he's on that one.
Yeah, this is a different one than the one you sent me. Like, because this is a much larger channel.
Let me go check. Let me go see it. Hold on.
But
Let me go make sure.
But it's kind of messed up because this guy has like 40,000 followers. And as I just started it right now, like the first minute, it's all people giving super chats and being like, I love Jim. He's such a good, I can't wait to hear what the PI says. Like, he's so on.
Yes, this is his supporters. Yes.
This
yes,
is bad.
That's the ones I'm pretty sure. Hold on. Let me go back and make sure, but I'm pretty sure.
I want to put, I think this is what we should do.
This is his supporters. Hold on. Let me go ask because this is where he was talking about Sleuth Mom and he was all pissed and wanted to dox her. Hold on. Let me make sure before we play it. Okay, no, there's one I just sent you. Don't play that one because that's one of his supporter. Nope. Play the one I just sent you with his mom and his dad's or stepdad's interview because that's more important than that stupid ass PI. We need to listen to her and the important shit. Play that one because it's like a news clip or something. It's got the mom and the stepdad or the mom and the dad on it.
I am talking with.
Okay, give me 1 second.
I think that's more important to play because I'm gonna get off here soon because I'm tired. But yeah. I think that's a good one to end it on because this is mom and dad and this is who we should be listening to anyways, not this fucking PI that claims he's or whatever the fuck he is.
Are y'all there?
Yeah, we're about to play this last interview, and then I'm gonna head to bed here soon. This last one's his mom and his dad, or his mom and his stepdad.
I've been just reading through it. I've been like going back and forth between watching a movie and I'm eating chips too. But I've been reading all these like newspapers, like little newspapers in Mississippi. I'm sure y'all have too, but of all these people how he's been involved in all these cases.
Screenshot them and send them over. Screenshot them and save them. So, because we just, like I said, this is something we just got into. You guys, this is you guys want to get into this case? You think we should or what? What do you guys think? I mean, the case is interesting to me. It's really interesting to me.
Are you more focused on the actual case or just kind of this, like
both,
more or less
but this guy, both. But this guy's a problem. This guy needs to be taken care of. Like he's definitely a problem for this family, anyways, and others as well. So we need to figure him out first. I feel like.
I mean, it's more productive. It's more productive than some things we do.
Yeah, right. So a whole different direction, baby. Some beat said, I am hooked. I'm glad, girl, because you be filling us in. She said he's our new ML.
You know, we love talking about a good scammer.
That's right. Girl, I'm telling you. And I feel like that's what this is. He's definitely got a grip going on for sure.
Michael Long is a scammer.
It's ready when you're ready, Queen. Yeah, he should be careful because what I heard on another channel the other night was that we are single-handedly responsible for putting Michael Long in jail. So if that is the case,
then I guess we'll take credit for that.
Wait, what did you just say? What did you just say?
I said that I found out that on a live that I watched like last week. What was that last week? That we single-handedly, all of us are the reasons why Mike was caught and put in jail. So maybe this guy should watch out for us. We're so dangerous.
Oh, right. Yeah. None of us put him in jail.
Little kid whose birthday's coming up in August, and we need to find him. First of all, thank
That's
you both
fine.
for coming here. I know you're probably exhausted, and every sort of emotion has gone through your mind over the past few weeks. Let's backtrack a little, though, and set up the situation for those people that are just tuning in or don't know what the story's about. Your son is Dylan Rounds. Tell me where he was when he disappeared, kind of set the stage.
Okay, so when we first heard about it, Justin and I, well, when we first knew something was wrong was Monday, May 30th. Justin and our other daughter, Brooklyn, were coming back from Vegas, and I was at home, and we got a call from Dylan's friend, JD, saying nobody had heard from Dylan. So I got that call. I immediately called Brooklyn and Justin and said, have you guys heard from Dylan? And it was no. So the last time he was heard from was Saturday, May 28th at approximately 6:51 in the morning. He talked to grandma. So we immediately knew something was wrong, and we all headed to Lucin at that time.
And Justin, would you talk to Dylan frequently?
Quite regularly, not every day, but I talked to him Thursday on our way to Vegas, and he was talking about his tractors and what he was going to do that weekend. And then his service got bad, and then I didn't talk to him again.
So it was basically kind of like I am with my dad every couple of days. I'll text or call on the phone. It's not a regular daily thing, but frequent. So, but it was abnormal the fact that Monday.
He covered the Daybell case.
Yep.
So you head to Lucin, which Lucin is a very remote part of Utah by the Nevada-Utah border. What did you find when you got there?
So when we got there, it was like nothing was out of place. Nothing was suspicious. We figured Dylan put his grain truck in the shed like he told his grandma he was going to do and took off walking to his camper and was out there with a broken leg or bit by a snake. You know, it's a 5.5 mile stretch. So that's what we were thinking we were going to find was a hospital trip and, you know, a quick heart attack for everybody, but bring him home and doctor him up and good to go. So about 90 minutes into the search is when they found Dylan's boots behind the dirt mound, and they took Justin and I out there, and we both instantly knew. We just didn't know the extent of what it was going to turn into because we were following law enforcement and search and rescue leads, like their way of doing things. If they weren't panicked, if they weren't making a big deal out of it, why should we? You know, we don't know. We've never been in this situation. So we find the boots.
And how far were the boots from his camp trailer?
About 300 yards.
300 yards.
Well, not from the camp trailer, from his grain truck.
Oh, from the grain truck, yes.
Okay, so you've got the camp trailer, you've got his pickup truck, the red pickup, and then you've got the grain truck.
Correct.
And then 300 yards from the grain truck behind a pile of dirt is the boots.
Correct.
And there's blood on the boots.
Well, so they have now confirmed that. We both seen the dark spot.
You saw spots.
We weren't sure if it was hydraulic oil or grease or...
Like I said, we were following law enforcement's lead. If they're not panicked, we're not going to panic. So yeah, but they haven't confirmed it's human.
Okay, but there was,
Yeah.
and how much blood are we talking?
Like if you had a bloody nose and a drop.
Okay.
Drip.
So they weren't soaked in blood.
No.
But there's a little bit of blood on there. You find his boots, and Justin, when they find his boots, what goes through your mind at that point?
This is real. And then they tried talking to us. Well, maybe he bought some new boots and threw them out. And these boots right here are the exact same kind of boots they were, and these are a lot worse shape than those. So I knew something was not right.
So they were newer boots.
Well, yeah, a year old or so.
Okay, so they find the boots, and then the truck is parked there.
The grain truck.
Is Dylan gonna go on a walk without a space? How is he gonna get anywhere without?
Well, not only that, but the boots were found in the opposite direction of if he would have been walking to his camper.
Yeah.
Were the boots near potential crops?
No.
I mean, seed. I
No.
mean,
They were by an old junk hole where they burn trash and stuff, kind of.
okay. So you're worried. You're saying this is real. Something's not right here. And then what?
So that search and rescue left that night. They were out until after dark. So we all went to the camper, to where Dylan's camper and pickup was, and you know, we're looking through his camper. We're looking for anything. You know, can't get in the pickup, can't find the keys. So Justin broke the back window out of it and
To try to find
anything
but the guns.
And Bots Elder, we did have a deputy out with us at that time and asked him about breaking out the back window, and it was basically, yeah, it's your pickup. You can do whatever you want to it. And then nothing in the pickup, nothing in the camper, nothing. I mean, like I said, it was like everything was left perfect, and Dylan was just gone.
No phone, no wallet.
Correct.
But you did make a call from that phone to grandma on
me.
the Saturday morning.
Correct.
And was anything unusual about the call?
Just that it was raining and he had to get his grain truck in, so he protected his seed.
And they've been able to ping, from what I understand, that call came from the farm?
From the area, yeah.
From the area.
Yeah.
Do we know where he went after the call?
That's where it goes blank.
But we do know the day before he was in Nevada.
We know for sure on the 26th, on Thursday the 26th, he was in Nevada. The 27th.
We know for sure because of hearsay.
Yeah, exactly. We know for sure because of credit card transactions. But on Friday, it's some say yes, some say no. The stories have changed. We do know with what they're doing now, they'll dig more into Dylan's phone, and they're doing that. So whether or not they've confirmed if he was there, but we do know the phone call to grandma came from the farm area. So we know he was in that area.
So regardless of where he was Friday, he did make it back to the farm, or was still on the farm Saturday, and was okay based on the call. Seemed okay.
Yes.
Since we last talked, the Box Elder Sheriff has said this is now a criminal investigation.
Correct.
What does that mean to you all?
It's terrible. It's terrifying, but it's also got us the help we need.
Oh, his mama's breaking my heart.
The FBI's got involved. It feels like something's going to happen now. with Box Elder, it didn't feel like anything was happening. I don't know what they were doing, but yeah, it's.
For just $67, you can make as many videos as you want.
So bad. That shit's breaking my fucking heart, man. And I'm gonna tell you right now, the last thing she needs is somebody like that claim to be PI doing the fuck shit he's doing.
I mean, she's probably going to enjoy, I mean, she's probably enjoying the worst thing that happened to a mom, like losing a son. And this is, and on top of it, to have somebody like that screaming at her and abusing her, and
yes,
her son being dead and doing all these horrible things, like.
And he's like, he doesn't even. Oh my! It just breaks my heart. He doesn't even give two shits. He's like, you know, and then he starts in on her because she's not crying enough, so she doesn't care. So she left her children and this, that, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, I can't. So I'm like, I don't know if this is the case we can jump into, y'all. What do you? It's gonna be a tough one.
She will never recover from
that. Never.
Never. I mean, it will live. It will make it. I mean, I'm really interested in him, and like, because obviously he says he's already onto a new case, so he's already going and trying to prey on other people. It sounds like the police are investigating.
Now, see, that awareness definitely needs to be made because right, he can't be doing this kind of shit. This ain't okay.
And it's just, I mean, first of all, it's like you don't need a private investigator, you know, within like a week of like something happened, right? I think it's like this YouTube leads people to think, or like online social media leads you to think, like you put out these feelers like my son is missing, like help, and the people say like, have you hired a PI? And that's the law enforcement just got the case, you know what I mean? Like a lot of times private investigators happen when, you know, a case has kind of gone cold, or it's not being investigated by police anymore.
Right.
But this guy is, I don't know what's going to happen with this kid. But it sounds like they are investigating, and they have like a lot.
Well, yeah, and when he said this has turned into a criminal investigation, obviously they have more. Yeah. Well, and then it came up that they found stuff in they found a few of his things on a wooded trail, I believe. Oh, but supposedly it wasn't going to be released to YouTube, but he put it out there for the investigation's sake in case that was missed.
Oh my God. So I think it's really more about this guy.
And Sumi said, I now understand why the dad had his arms folded the whole interview. It totally makes sense based on the way how, you know, they've been treated. Yes, seriously.
Yeah. And
Robin, I didn't know you had a channel. Go sub up. Rob. Okay, so here, Robin's channel is right here. If you want to go ahead and go sub up. Hold on. Crazy House said also there was equipment there that was rented and police let them go back or go with no investigation on the equipment. So they just let them take the equipment without checking anything.
I mean, these are local. It seems like these are local police. And it does seem like they made it, like when they said they couldn't get into his truck because it was locked, and they were like, can we just bust out the back of his window to get in there? And they were like, you can do whatever you want. It's your truck. Like, really, it's a crime scene. You probably shouldn't have been letting the mom and dad like just break into it. But I mean, you know, this seems like they're a pretty rural area, but it says that FBI is now involved. So that's
and he's an adult. I mean, he's an adult, right. So it's not like a missing child's case. He's an adult.
Right. Well, they must have a reason now to think that if it's a criminal investigation, they probably have leads. This guy is a menace and really deserves to be. I wonder if this guy's been in jail before, because how can you act like that your whole life and not like end up on the other side of the law?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, yeah, it's and Soul says if you cover Dylan's case, do it separate from taking this piece shit down and out his truth. Dylan's case has been tainted enough by this PI. Yeah. Well, yeah, we definitely would not mix the two. There's no.
That's because, yeah, I think Don was talking about the true crime. Yeah, because it's interesting. Cause I'm not true. Like I'm not a true crime person. Like I'm not so much into the true crime thing. So I'm more interested in people using the internet.
The scammer.
Yep,
I mean,
that's my thing.
And he is. I mean, you can tell. Look at the damage he's doing to this mama. I mean, you can tell just by watching that interview. She's hurting. She's hurting. I don't care if he's grown or not. That's still her baby.
No, first of all, he's not grown. 19. I can't even imagine my kid like going and living off on like a farm when he's 19. Like, and that's fine, but it's like that's not an adult. Like that is a baby. That is a child. Like it's saying, if your kid off to college, you know, like they're a freshman in college. They're still a kid.
Yeah.
Well, I have to look into him. He says he's on Howard Stern, on ESPN. Like obviously he has. We know about the delusions of grandeur. We've dealt with that before. So we'll see what's real.
Yeah, he's definitely somebody we can be looking into. So yeah.
But I have to go.
I know I got to get in bed too. Thank you, girls, for coming up, and I appreciate you guys chit chatting and looking into this and chatting about it. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Queen.
We'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Good night, girls. Good night, everybody. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good night. Thank you for chit chatting.